This is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. The NFL Combine underway in Indianapolis. Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst meeting with the media yesterday, commenting on his roster-building philosophy this offseason.
The most important thing, I think, is the 2026 season and how we're going to chase a championship. That's the most important thing. That will never change. You do have to balance it to make sure that you can be competitive year in and year out. So, again, you don't want to pile up that credit card a little too much so you can't be competitive down the road. But the most important thing right now is how do we put out the best team we can in 2026.
Packers GM Brian Gutekunst yesterday in Indianapolis. Plenty more to dissect coming up on Wilde Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Bryan Bulaga and Homer scheduled to appear throughout the course of today's show. Basketball, Bucks winners 128-117 last night over the Miami Heat. They're right back at it tonight at Fiserv Forum, hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. Tip at 7 o'clock. Wisconsin on the road at Oregon tonight, 10 p.m.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
It is the Wednesday edition. The Gutey speaks in Indy, and he had, I'm pleased to report, more to say than I was expecting. Edition. And maybe even some clues about the futures of a handful of players. Edition. It's Wednesday, so you know what that means. It means we get to talk to our buddy Bryan Bulaga, who grew up in Chicagoland, but not where the Bears are headed, of Hammond, Indiana. Edition. And I can't wait to find out what our non-gendered reviewer, what are we calling this creature again? We're just calling it ChatGPT. Thought of our show yesterday.
Our little friend.
Edition. Say hello to my little friend. Edition of Wilde Tausch. On 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need in the ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson's in the Overlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, where he was for Jim, Matt, and Molly last night. That was an unexpected surprise.
Grinder. Always working.
WIAC Wednesday.
You got no WIAC game
and
to go
not
to
tonight,
so
couple coming up.
Got to make up for it.
Can't wait when we make that announcement.
Making that big one of those big announcements.
You tell me. We're ready to do it. You tell me.
Well, we should do it on our show
tell
then.
Us now.
Well, can I introduce you first? And he's the Packers Hall of Famer. He's Mark Tauscher. Hi, Mark.
So what? Don't call me Mark. So what surprised you, or why were you so surprised about what happened yesterday? You said a couple things surprised me.
Yeah, not as surprised as apparently. I thought you were getting. Sorry, I thought you wanted the announcement. I wasn't expecting you to then pivot back.
He already announced it. My point was he already announced it. He's already said it. He's put it up on the screen so that we don't need to make another announcement.
Well, not everybody watches the show on YouTube, though.
No, everybody does. Everybody watches it every day.
We're not on the air. So we're not on the radio at all anymore. No one listens in their car.
I disagree. Everybody hears it and sees it and watches it. So I disagree with you. So what surprised you yesterday?
He entertained the possibility of Rashan Gary not being on the roster for one, which I did not see coming. Because, what he says is, well, he's under contract, so I expect him to be here. That's his line. That's kind of like his signature line when it comes to those guys. And instead, it was, well, if he's here, I didn't expect that from him. He said what we thought all along, and I am surprised, not by Gutey, but by fans who thought that they pushed Rich Bisaccia out. Because he made it very clear they were blindsided by him deciding to step down. Now, again, is it possible that it was kind of like trading Kenny Clark, where oh, no, Rich, are you sure you want to do this? I suppose that's possible, but again, for fans that wanted Rich Bisaccia out, and we heard you. You are seen. Not as seen as we are on video, apparently, where everyone
for the record,
consumes the show.
For the record, I was one of those fans.
Yeah, that's true. For the record, you were.
I wanted a new special.
Yep.
I wanted. I said, hey, culture coordinate all you want. You love him in the building, great. I want somebody else leading special teams. I was crystal clear about that. Continue.
Yeah, but the idea that they pushed him out, or this was a wink, wink, nudge, nudge, he's stepping down scenario. Again, I can't say 1,000%. Gutey could be lying, I guess, but it sure sounded to me like he caught them unawares by deciding to step down 38 days after the season had ended.
How does that happen? How in all seriousness, how can that happen?
Well, what do you mean?
How can you get blindsided? You're in the building with him every day. You talk about what's going on. You sit with them and have exit interviews. You have meetings. Now, obviously, health things can always prop up. Didn't sound like that was the case. If I'm sitting here and I'm talking to you about what we're doing in May and in June, and you don't give me any inkling, and then all of a sudden you come on the show tomorrow and say, oh, yeah, boys, I'm taking another advance. I'm taking somewhere else. I'm a deuces bee. I feel like I missed something, or I'm out of it. You're talking about someone you've been in the building with 4 years, you're spending all this time with. How do you get blindsided like that? Now, how does that happen?
You make a very good point, but I presume he just, they took. I know that all the coaches
It's not how these guys work, man. They have other stuff lined up. That's just typically not how this works. It's not.
And 30 years. Among the things that Gutey also said was that he expects Rich Bisaccia to coach again, but that's really a question for Rich. But he was very, again, I had heard rumblings that he was considering going back to college football. I don't know where he's headed or what he's got going on. I have not heard back from him. But to your point, it's a really good point about the idea of how did no one see this coming? Now, you know how we were cracking jokes about how Matt LaFleur stayed in Arizona after his brother got the Cardinals job? Mm-hmm. My understanding is the entire staff had a week or 10 days or 2 weeks, whatever it was, off during that window.
They had 38 days off?
Well, no, they didn't have 38 days off. Okay. But
so 14. So you still had 25 days.
Again, I don't know if after they had completed all their after-season stuff and then they got that time off, if Rich Bisaccia is on some sort of island in a Speedo walking around in the waves, and he's thinking about, you know what, I really don't want to live in Green Bay anymore, or I don't want to coach in the NFL. I don't know. This is, again, why it would be nice to talk to him. And I know I'm not the only one who's been trying to get a hold of him. But, again, I don't know when this – it would be great to have him take us through his thought process. But you make a good point. Did he just keep this under wraps even though he was thinking about it? I don't know. You tell me if there's coaches. How often do coaches step down in general? I mean, you talk about how the NFL retires players. You either get fired
or they get promoted.
Right. So I don't know how many times this even happened.
Outside of being a head coach, he's at the highest level you're going to be at. You're the assistant head coach and the head of the special teams unit.
Right.
Something smells fishy here. I don't know if it is. I don't know if it's just the tide rolled in, but it smells fishy. And I don't know. My guess and what I predicted, what I thought when I was trying to get you to dig in with your insider intel, it felt probably to me like as you're going through things, there comes a time where maybe a head football coach will say, we need to do this different, we need to do this different, we need, whether it's staff changes, whether it's we want to do schematic changes. And if you strip down somebody's foundation to the point where they don't recognize it, that's where you start looking at it and saying, maybe this isn't the right fit. Maybe my time here has come. And Rich has been around long enough that does happen to coaches. You're not going to do this. If you're a 44-year-old coach and you got 3 young kids at home and you're trying to make a living and all this other stuff, it's a whole different animal than when you're a 60-some-odd-year-old dude who's been there, done that, and has everything he needs and can kind of run his own pace. But, this idea that you're blindsided with your staff as a Green Bay Packer, I don't like it. I don't like the optics of it, and I don't like where it's at. Even though it's the result that I was looking for, it should have been, we're going to do this. This is the road we're going down, and we want Rich to be culture coordinator, whatever it is, because it does feel like, they said, well, the bad news is, you didn't get your pick of the litter, but now we don't have to rush our decision. I don't know if that's ever a great.
Yeah, I didn't find that credible.
I'm not sure if that's a great consolation prize. So the bottom line is, I'm fine with the overall result. I don't like the storyline and how we got there.
I think that's fair. So since we don't know what Rich Bisaccia's thought process was, do you think the most credible theory, and again, this is pure theory, is that they came to him with some, hey, we want to do some things differently on special teams, which is his area of expertise, and he said, okay, sure, yeah, let's talk about it when I get back from Barbados. And then while he spent those few weeks reflecting, he decided, you know what?
Is Barbados a U.S. property?
I don't know. That was just, it sounded like a beachy place to go.
Okay.
The Bahamas. I don't know. Where do you want him to go? Maybe he went to Italy. He's Italian.
I wouldn't go to Puerto Vallarta. I know that, allegedly.
When we were in Belize, the guy on the little thing when we were on our cruise, he said, have an unbelievable day.
That's clever.
Yeah, you like that.
Good marketing for Belize. Yeah.
Who runs
right
Belize?
Up your alley.
Is that a U.S. deal?
No.
Well, who runs it?
The Belizean people.
It's its own place.
I feel
like,
like
you mean who runs it?
I feel like when you're going on vacation in today's day and age, you probably want to have a general idea of that. But maybe I'm wrong. Continue.
Be that as it may, do you think that that's a credible theory, that he then went to whatever exotic vacation destination he may have gone to, thought about it and said, all right, blank these guys. If they want to have me make changes, I'm going to make a change. I'll go do something else.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like this is a Rich Bisaccia. I'm kind of worn out, and I need to take beats. It sounds like he's jumping into something else.
Yeah,
and maybe it's a whole different venture. Maybe he's getting into Keno,
crypto,
or the lotteries, or I don't know. I don't know what Rich is into. Maybe he's getting into music. Maybe he wants to be a pianist. Yeah, maybe he wants to get into baseball. I don't know what he's going to get into, but it certainly doesn't feel like he does not want to be with the Green Bay Packers no more. And something that went from he was happier than a clam to that, and it seems like it was pretty quick change. So I'll be fascinated when he gets a new job, whatever he's doing, if somebody can speak with him.
Yeah.
Or if Matt LaFleur, when and if he speaks to you guys, if we'll find out some of these breadcrumbs that maybe were led that we didn't see or hear, because this just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen very often, and I don't know why it did happen the way it did.
Well, we will continue to. I have again made an effort to talk to Rich. I have not succeeded. I will continue those efforts. I hope he gets a job at a college nearby within driving distance, and I'll go to his press conference if he has one.
Oh, is he thinking about coaching at St. Norbert's or something?
That would be great. That would be a very short commute. I know. I know that he plans on coaching again, based on what Gutey said and what other people have said. So this is not a retirement, which was very clear from the phraseology of his announcement. But I don't know what's next for him, but I would like to know why it played out the way it did. And he tended to be a pretty straight shooter when we talked to him. So if you flat out ask him, hey, 38 days, why did this can you take us through the process?
Here's the deal. To me, he's like Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men. I think you get him up on that stand, he's going to tell you what you got to get it out of him.
Great parallel.
But he ain't going to let you. He ain't going to let you bully ball. Like he is going to tell you what he thinks, and he might incriminate himself. He might do whatever it's going to be. He's going to tell you about the code red. He's going to tell you what happened in Barbados. He's going to tell you why, and then he's going to sit back and he's going to say, I'm getting out of here. And they're like, no. We need more. We're going to put you in the old clinkster. We're going to lock you up. We're going to go. He's the Jack Nicholson of this coaching staff.
It's a great parallel. And for those of you who haven't seen A Few Good Men,
not as good as my airplane deal with yesterday, but airlines, but pretty good today. Not bad.
I'm sorry. The
airline monopoly and the way the Packers, it's very similar. That was a lot better. The fact you two poo-pooed it the way you did is, I don't want to say it's criminal, because it's not, but it's close to criminal. What's criminal adjacent? Because that's what that was.
Conspiratorial.
No, it's not that. That's not the word I'm looking for. Criminal adjacent.
There's a lot of
Our homes need to be ready for just about anything in Wisconsin. They need to be year-round. That's why Pella focuses on quality and durability in everything they do. The right windows and doors can vastly improve your home's comfort, efficiency, and overall style. And with Pella, you will get expert recommendation designed around your home, your needs, and within your budget. Don't miss out. 0% financing for up to 4 years. That offer ends. Boy, this month has flown by. Son of a gun. February always flies by for whatever reason, and this year it's faster than ever. You got 3 days left to do that. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more. I'm going to ask Jason a few questions about Rashan. What's up, Cymaster? Hey, who was the gal that did Thighmaster?
Suzanne Summers.
You're now the Cymaster. You are the opposite of Suzanne Summers. You are the Cymaster, where you should be the Thighmaster. All right, I won't do it.
No, go ahead. You already started.
I can't live with you being the Cymaster. You're such a baby. Baby Cymaster.
It's such a dramatic sigh whenever he does it too. It's
oh my God!
So
you would have thought that I stole his dog, or that I left as a special teams coordinator 4 years in after 38 days and didn't give you a break. That's what you would have thought I did right there. Well, I'm curious what Jason heard from Gutey that makes him believe he has the answer to whether or not Rashan Gary is going to be on this roster next year. I'm curious. I want to hear more, and I want to hear from Jason next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
At Associated Bank, we get life gets complicated. So banking, it should be easy to get. That's why our tools speak your language. Automated savings, it's saving automatically for anything. Digital controls, you lose your card, you're still in control. Turn it off, then on, all on the app. And Money Monitor, you know where your money goes, like those long forgotten subscriptions. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Sustainable luxury starts with what you already own.
At Chalmers Jewelers, we purchase unwanted gold jewelry and responsibly recycle it through exceptional refining, giving new life to old pieces without the need for new mining.
Broken, outdated, or unworn, your gold still has value and purpose.
Choose a more conscious way to recycle your precious metals and get rewarded for it.
Visit us to learn more.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. Call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life.
My name is Jake Huser. I was Bucky from 2021 to 2024, and my favorite memory of being Bucky was winning a national championship with both volleyball in 2021 and women's hockey in 2023.
Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
We're on the Bucks.
If you're a star player, why would you want to go to Milwaukee and get locked in?
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
Only to have it not work out and Giannis decide he wants to bail.
Madison's home of the Bucks. 100.5 ESPN.
We'll talk to Bryan Bulaga shortly, but let me answer Tausch's questions first. So here are the two things, and this was during a private session, not the podium time that he did at the Indiana Convention Center. Gutey talked for about 45 minutes with reporters from Wisconsin that were in Indianapolis yesterday.
I like when he does that. I like that.
Yeah.
A little soiree with the Wisconsin folks. I like that.
Yeah, I do too. So here's the first thing he said. Quote, 60 pressures, which again, I don't know where what statistical location that comes from, because it's different. Sure. There's some different numbers from different outlets. 60 pressures, 7.5 sacks. That's tough to replace. He's on our roster, and I expect him to play at that level or higher if he's back next year. And we'll see how that goes. Okay? He does not usually say that. He does not usually say if he's back next year about a guy who's on under contract.
Yeah, it's like if your kids ask you for something and you say maybe or I'll think about it. It typically means that it's not going to go the direction that they're looking for.
Right.
That's how I would look at it.
I would agree. But then, and again, I don't know what his thought process was. It's possible that Gutey was like, oh, shoot, I don't usually say that sort of thing. So Gary comes up again later in the session.
Did he go a little beep, 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 beep,
beep, beep, beep, beep, beep? If you're watching on YouTube, like all of our fans do, every single last one of them, I was backing up like a truck.
Jesse mentioned it on air, too. He talked about it. It wasn't just a graphic.
I hinted, but I never said
it.
He
never made the announcement.
I actually took a phone call after you said that from someone on who said, I have been with the show since its inception 10 years ago, and I've never watched it on YouTube. And my guy Jeff was really upset that he didn't want it. I told him what the announcement was.
I apologize to Jeff. I also thought Jesse commented on that and was pushing it, so that's on me. I did see the graphic numerous times. I thought Jesse also referred to it. So, listen, man, we started terrestrially. We're going to go terrestrially, and I want to continue to make sure we hit go to where our fans are, and if it's YouTube and it's terrestrially, I'm going to stick with terrestrially.
Or streaming audio only in the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Yeah, whatever.
Or podcasts. They love the podcasts.
Go where they are. Go everywhere. Absolutely.
The Wilde Tausch. We meet our fans where they are.
The battle we had with Spotify to
Whatever
get back
happened
there
to
for
the
everyone.
Thighmaster gal? Like, what happened? Is the Thighmaster
She passed
stuff,
away
is that
not that long ago,
I know, but is it still? But is that still out there? Because I know there's Pilates and everything else.
I will say I come across those at local thrift stores on a fairly regular basis, so I'm assuming that people make those purchases and then they just sort of sit there and they don't actually put them to good use. So if you need one,
for guys like us where we sit for 3 hours or you stand, probably not a bad idea.
Yeah,
have a Thighmaster going.
Thighmasters for everybody. Including for Rashan Gary, who needs to get in shape for next season when he's a member of the Packers, because this was the second thing Gutey said about him. Sometimes with pass rushers, there's some ebb and flow to that as far as production goes with sacks. He was impactful toward the second half of the season. Maybe not as much as he was in the first, but he was impactful. Rashan's got all the talent in the world, and he's produced at a high level for us since he's been here. We expect that from him next year as well. All right, put on your Tausch translator hat. And a guy who had 0 sacks in the final 10 games of the season was still impactful, according to the general manager. He also has an $18 million base salary for next season. They have some young guys that they can certainly plug in if they so choose. His cap charge is $28 million as of today. What am I supposed to make of this from the old Gutenator?
I mean, I think if I'm a betting man, I would say he's not going to be on the football team next year, but I don't know where his market would be. I don't know how, that always is the case because he's not going to be back on this deal. I mean, I'd be very, very surprised. So what will happen is then you start, and that whole process is started when they've been down at the combine. They talk to people, and his representation will go about, and they'll have these discussions. And maybe there's a few teams that will say, well, we'd feel really comfortable $20 million a year. And then you have to make that decision. Will Green Bay restructure? Because if you take a haircut, but you already have all this dead money that would be in play, maybe it would make more sense if you believe in the system, which, by the way, is brand new. So Gannon's going to have to be on board with what they're talking about with Rashan, especially if they're going to restructure and pay him. Gutey knows what Rashan Gary is at this point. And does anyone think that Rashan Gary is going to elevate and be better? I would argue, I don't know if anybody feels that way. Now, Rashan Gary could, get in the best shape of his life and come back and absolutely ball out. That'd be awesome. But I think Gutey is probably hedging here, and my guess is he'll be released probably and take on all of that cap hit for this year and be done with it moving forward, because I don't know if a restructure would make a ton of sense unless it was substantially lower than what it's looking at right now. And I don't know why Rashan Gary would do that. I would think he'd want a fresh start.
So one of the options, and again, what have you taught us? A couple things. One, it's always about money. Two, look at what they do, not at what they say. Right? Those are two Tausch lessons that we should always keep in mind on this program. So just because Gutey said what he said in that second quote that I read does not mean that that's, he'll be back next year. The other thing is the money. And again, I'm not a wagerer, but they also say don't throw good money after bad. And don't chase that first $20 you lose. You could take his $18 million base salary and convert it to a signing bonus so you could spread the money out over future years. But isn't that throwing good money after bad? Guaranteeing him $18 million?
No, I mean, it all depends. It's less. You'd end up restructuring for less than what it is. And I mean, the stats, if those are the stats, and again, I am not going to sit here. I know he had 7.5 sacks. I know his play dropped off big time at the end of the season. Those are all negatives. But if you're getting 60 pressures and 7.5 sacks, there is a value to that. And it's a substantial value. And I know Packer fans don't want to hear that, but it is. If you're getting 7.5 sacks and 60 pressures from your edge, you're happy with that.
Yeah, on the Packers' own website, by the way, they have him for 48 pressures.
Yeah, I don't know where Gutey got that from, but he's saying it. And he's not making it up. He's got analytics people. I don't know why the Packers wouldn't use the same analytics people that Gutey's using, but that's up to them.
Indeed.
It's a private enterprise. They're allowed to make their own rules.
Like an airline.
Enterprise. You laugh, but it's true.
Is UW Credit Union a private enterprise? I don't know the rules there. I just know I'm a member.
I'm not going to get into all that, but what I do know is for every stage of life, UW Credit Union is here for every you. Proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They're going to help you reach your financial goals, and they're going to work with you. They're not going to threaten. They're not going to do any of that. They're going to say, you know what, keep your banking local. I'm going to give you great member first service, and I'm going to give you great perks like early payday, and I have an app that's unbelievable. Very simple to use. And you know what? If you love Wisconsin like I do, you can't pay it with anything else. FanDuel will make you do crazy things, but boy, does this make sense. Become a UW Credit Union member today. Get your Bucky card like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
Our guy Bryan Bulaga joins us next. It's Wilde Tausch.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde and Tausch, and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet on Main Street in Sun Prairie. Zimbrick Chevrolet is truly the name you can trust. But you know what you can't trust? Wisconsin's winter weather. Just when you think we've almost made it to the end of the Wisconsin winter, think again. If you've been putting off some routine vehicle maintenance, hoping to get to the end of winter, stop being so foolish. Check the battery, change the oil, and it might even be time for some new tires so you don't end up slipping and sliding before winter comes to an end. Stop on into Main Street in Sun Prairie or log on to ZimbrickChevrolet.com to check out the amazing service team at Zimbrick Chevy and how they can help you and your vehicle make it to spring. Take my word for it. Check them out. The service team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
Evan Canty and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
He is coaching for his job in 2026. Why would you want to have A.J. Brown on this team if you have to worry about this guy going on a Twitch stream or going on social media? You wouldn't want to do that. You don't want people that are supposed to be helping you to do the job second-guessing your leadership.
Unsportsmanlike.
Weekday mornings from 5 to 9 on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. And with a 10-year labor warranty, your windows and doors are worry-free for years to come. If something goes wrong, we're here to handle it because you work with the same team from start to finish.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 48 months.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
For over a century, one family has helped generations move forward. Christofferson Moving and Storage. They've built a legacy of trust celebrating 120 years in 2026 with transparent, upfront pricing, highly trained professional crews, and flexible services designed around you. They protect your home and belongings with expert care and clear communication every step of the way. Let them handle the heavy lifting so you can focus on what's next. Christofferson Moving and Storage. Your best move since 1906. Get your complimentary quote at ChristoffersonMoving.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
At Hard Rock Casino Rockford, the unforgettable experience goes far beyond the casino floor with the luxury of their dining and entertainment. Savor prime cuts and fresh seafood at Council Oaks Steak and Seafood, or explore 7 unique dining venues that deliver flavors from around the world. Then let the night ignite at Hard Rock Live, where the world's greatest acts take the stage. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
The Milwaukee Bucks, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Cam Thomas left of the lane, pulls up, mid-range jumper, floats it high into the air and good. Instant offense is providing instant results.
Tonight on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
You know what that music means. God, I miss Famous Friends. But unfortunately, we're not paying the royalties on that.
I will sing that with Jesse.
Duet! I love it! Well, I don't know how Bryan Bulaga will feel about that, but nevertheless, he joins us now. Are you a good singer? Do you have a good singing voice?
Not really.
What
Not
about
really.
you and
Neither
Tausch
do I.
doing a duet, and Jesse plays the piano in accompaniment?
I'm in. Yeah, I'll do that.
Jesse?
I mean, I'll figure it out. I think it's more up to these two
What do you mean
fellas.
you figure it out? What do you mean you figure it out?
Tausch, I'm not a jukebox. I don't just know how to play every song that's ever existed. There's like a process.
You know
to
but
learning
you
the
can
song.
read. Hold up. You can read music. You can play the keyboard. You get the music from whoever wrote this, and you play it. It's like I can read Shakespeare, but I can't read Nietzsche. Like you can either read or you can't. Like what the hell are we talking about here?
It's pretty.
I would just like to take this opportunity to compliment you, Jesse.
Can you read music, Jesse?
Yes.
I can't.
When
I don't know what an eighth of a note, and I don't know what that means on the keyboard. I don't know. It's like you might as well splatter my brain. I can't get my head wrapped around it. You can read it.
Yeah,
I can't.
I'm not saying I won't be able to figure it out. I'm saying we can't do it like when we're done here in 30 minutes. Like I don't know how to play
you think
the
we
song.
do things right away?
We never do things right away around here. All right. I'm sorry. This is again. This is my. I thought it was a good idea, and I think it would be fun. He is our famous friend. He is Bryan Bulaga. Brian, music notwithstanding, I need your help with something. Look, you know ball. If we were to power rank the people who know ball on this panel, I would come in very far behind the two former greats, right tackles. You will someday be joining Tausch in the Packers Hall of Fame. Youngest player ever to start a Super Bowl. So I understand. You guys, there's a Grand Canyon between your football knowledge and mine.
This is where Brian, he wants us to say, "Oh, Jason,
no,
I
really don't.
Years.
I
know a lot too.
I really don't.
You understand
this?
All right,
I really
Jason,
don't.
I'm just kidding.
I don't.
Go ahead, Jason.
Woo!
Okay.
No. So here's the thing. When I look at Rashan Gary with my less trained eye, I'm not seeing it. I understand he's a first-round pick. I understand he was the number one recruit coming out of high school. I understand that they gave him a $96 million contract. I understand all those other things. When I watch him, I don't see a terrible player. Okay, let me be clear. I don't see a guy who I've seen enough guys that stink to say this guy stinks. I don't see that. I do see a guy that sometimes I wasn't sure about his efforts. Right? I saw times where people ran a lot faster after the ball carrier than him. I see a lack of production. I see a disparity between the number of pressures that Gutey says he had and the number of pressures that the Packers' own website has for him. And I look and I go, what am I not seeing that Brian Gutekunst is, that he is talking in some ways as if they will figure out a way to have him back, but not at a $28 million cap number. When you look at his body of work from last season, what do you see in Rashan Gary?
Yeah, I mean, I think I see what everyone else sees, and that is major inconsistencies in output. Like that to me is what, when I watch him play, that's what I see. And, he started off the season, it was like, you saw the way he started, and it was like, man, this could be like a kind of a resurgence and a turnaround year. He started off hot. Like, let's just call it what it is. He was very active. He was getting sacks. He was getting pressures, and he was very involved in the run game, and he looked really good. And then about from if I had to say, what was it, maybe week 7 on, it just kind of, the production just was gone. Like it wasn't there. Like I don't know what. And then Enagbare stepped up his game, and his production went up, and Rashan's went down. So, the things about effort and chasing the ball carrier, I don't really like. You saw some things. I think, what game was it? Was it the Baltimore game? That a couple things that stood out. You're like, okay, that doesn't look normal like that, and maybe that was the entire defense, but you don't normally see that from your guys that are almost on $100 million contracts. But I don't really want to get into effort because I can't say if he was giving full effort next, because I'm not him. right? Like, I'm not him, so I don't know if it wasn't. All I can talk about is the production and what the numbers say, and I don't know what number Gutey gave for pressures. I don't know what number that could have been.
He said 60,
60-something.
and then on the Packers stats that they use from Next Gen, 48. So
yeah, I mean,
again,
there's a disparity there. It's just, but I guess if pass rushers are getting paid only to get pressures, there's a lot of guys that should be getting paid like $21 million a year or something like that, right? Like, I mean, at the end of the day, the finished product has to be there too, and the production in the run game and the impact you make on that, right? Like, all those things have to tie in to have a cap number of 28 million and be kept on the roster or whatever it may be, right? So,
yeah,
I'm just listen. I don't know what they're going to be able to work out to keep him, right? Like, I don't know what that looks like, because it sounds like there's a lot of contracts that they need to figure that out with, right? Like, it seems like there's quite a few of those that they need to figure out to keep a guy on the roster, and I'm not sure that's going to be the case. I'm just not. I don't know how possible that is. Guys are willing to play ball with that. Agents are willing to play ball with that. Like, it's not always that simple. But I know this, like, that defensive end position, obviously you have Micah Parsons, and he's obviously, I mean, there's not enough things you can say about him that are positive, and how he works and his effort and his technique and how he actually impacts the quarterback and the timing of routes and how he does everything. He's good in the run. He's good in the pass. He's good leadership. Like, he's everything, right? But at that defensive end position, you're most likely losing Enagbare. He's gone, right? Like, just call it what it is. Someone's going to pay him some good money to go rush the passer. That's my opinion on it.
Would you rather take whatever money you can save by moving on from Rashan Gary? Because, again, if you were to release him, not only would you save cap money this year, but if you really wanted to do it, you could save even more by making it a post-June 1 cut and pushing some of the charges into next year. I don't know enough about where their cap is, whether that would be smart or not. But would you rather take the money that you could spend on keeping Rashan Gary and pay J.J. Enagbare, or do you think that he's an ascending player? This would be a second contract for him, and he doesn't have enough production where you would think he would get a ridiculous amount of interest on the open market. Would you rather use that money on him, or would you rather keep a guy that you're questioning why his production fell off the table the last 10 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, I don't know what Enagbare's market will be. It's always seems like guys like that. It always seems like guys like that show good flashes and good production throughout, and especially as the season moves on, right? As it gets later and the playoff hunt starts to come on and guys start to play better, they always end up doing really well in the market, especially from a pass rusher standpoint, right? Like, I mean, that's a very specific position that every team wants. They want a guy that can come in on second and third down, that could go get after the quarterback and things like that. But if you had the chance to re-sign Enagbare for a price that I don't know what pass rushers are even getting these days. I know Myles Garrett gets like 40 something and Micah's at 40 something. So, like, I know that's like the highest end, but I don't know what those mid-tier guys are getting, right? Like, I don't know what that is. Is that 15? Is it 4? Is it 10? Is it 11? Is it 12? I don't know.
Well, Khalil Mack, I think, got 18. Just to give you a kind of reference point, he older guy, but still productive. And I don't want to call him mid, but at this point, that's kind of where he's at. So I would say you're probably in the ballpark.
Yeah, and Kingsley Enagbare had 2 sacks last season. Like and we all agree that he. No, we all agree.
Look at him. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think people look at his impact. He's an impactful player. He did not get as much work. I mean, he took reps at the end of the year from Rashan Gary. That wasn't Rashan being a low snap count guy. That was hey, we want Enagbare out there. And I told you, he made that critical play in that the only Bears win we had this year. He made the critical play on third down that saved us. He's not just a pass rush guy. He should get better. And I'm with Brian. I want him on this team. And if you let Rashan Gary go, you're putting all your eggs in the LVN basket and then drafting somebody young. This is a team you want to win now and you want urgency and you're a Super Bowl roster. We heard it from Gutey again. You got to have guys that are ready to produce now, not next year. Enagbare is one of those guys. Go ahead, Brian.
No, I'm 100% with you. Like, if you release Gary, I think you have that's like a must bring back. Like, you have to find a way to bring him back. And whether that's a incentive-based, it's a good contract. I'm not saying give him nothing, but it's a good contract. Then he can earn incentives based on how he, performs. If he gets sacks, he gets way more money. Like, that's, to me, and because you said he had 2 sacks last year, but you would say his reps were not where they needed to be early on in the season, and then they picked up late in the season. But he made a really big impact for that defense later on in the season. So you would give him a good contract and say, hey, you can earn up to X amount if you get this many sacks, because that's what, or whatever it may be. I don't know. But it all depends on what his market looks like, and I think it's going to be a good market. I think he'll have a good market. I do. It's pass rushers, good DBs, good offensive linemen. They always find their way to have a good market when free agency opens. It always works out that way. But $28 million cap hit for Rashan, I just
can't happen.
Just can't. It's just not going to work that way.
No.
Well, they have to figure out what LVN is. I don't expect them to give him the 5th-year option, which I think the deadline's the first week of May. So they've got a lot of decisions that they're going to have to make at a position where they're not deep already. And whether Sorrell and Colin Oliver raise their games.
I like Sorrell.
I know you do.
I like Sorrell.
I know you do.
Make a good boot. They make a good boot.
All right. So, Brian, I want to apologize in advance because we're going to take a break, and you're going to have to endure something that has become, it's become a little controversial in these last 2 days.
Hey, Brian, do you think that Jason's a huge WWE fan? Like a wrestling guy?
I never said I was.
Just
I never said that.
Hold up
Don't
and let
bro.
Brian answer. Brian,
do I think he is? Like, it wouldn't be my first guess that I think he's a huge WWE fan. It wouldn't be my first guess. Yeah.
So I've drawn some criticism for not knowing the signature phrase. I did know the sound he loves to make. Ric Flair, woo! That I knew.
Oh.
I did not know about, and maybe you knew, because you look like a big WWE guy, that he's
My kids love it. My kids love it. I will say that they absolutely love it.
Okay.
They love it.
But do they know that Ric
Flair? I kind of want Brian to read the Ric Flair, see if he knows any better than you. Well, you're 4 days in now. You probably got it figured out.
No, I don't think so. Ric Flair, as you may know, is a limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling and dealing son of a gun, Brian. Woo! And the good news is that Ric Flair, that same Ric Flair, is coming to Milwaukee March 27th at the Riverside Theater to join our buddy Thanasis Antetokounmpo for Thanalysis Live with the WWE Hall of Famer and global icon himself, Ric Flair. This isn't a cameo. This isn't some 5-minute interview. This is a full live show. And say it with me. Woo! High energy, unfiltered storytelling, behind-the-scenes moments that you've never heard about. And if you know Thanasis, you know he's going to bring the juice. Energy, laughs, surprises. And when Ric Flair grabs a microphone, you know that anything can happen. Tickets are limited, so don't wait. Lock yours in right now at taliveshow.com. That's taliveshow.com. Thanalysis Live, March 27th at the Riverside Theater, presented by Gruber Law Offices and Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Woo! More Bryan Bulaga. Woo! Next, I gotta go get a lozenge. It's Wilde Tausch.
Wilde Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut since I was a kid, and I love making new memories enjoying it with my family today. Looking for an easy win for lunch or dinner? Pizza Hut's My Hut Box lets you choose your entree. A personal pan pizza, a melt, or now, wings. Boneless or traditional wings start at just $6.99. One box, tons of options, all day, every day. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut, feed good times, and remember, no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. High praises. Jeff Levering joining ESPN Madison Saturday Scramble, talking a little Badger hoops. The veteran broadcaster on what's made Bucky a consistent name in the Big Ten and beyond.
And I think Greg Gard has evolved tremendously. Being a Bo Ryan disciple and not running the swing offense anymore and evolving with what college basketball is these days and how he can win. I think he gets more out of his roster year in and year out than anybody in the country.
Full interview available on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
I worried that I couldn't work a full-time job and still have time for college. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I found my stride. My classes are flexible and hands-on, and I walk on campus feeling inspired. My advice to others? Make your dreams a reality. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
At Chalmers Jewelers, we pride ourselves on offering a wide selection of stunning lab-created diamonds in all shapes and sizes.
Whether you're looking for a classic round, an elegant oval, or trendy emerald cut,
we have the perfect diamond for you.
Always in stock and ready for you to take home today.
Our lab-created diamonds offer all the beauty and brilliance of mine diamonds.
Sustainable and more affordable at Chalmers Jewelers.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more? No less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on Bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. You know that honeydew list that's been sitting on your counter since what, 2020? Yeah, we can handle that. From leaky faucets to light fixtures, our handyman team at Bruner Realty fixes it all. Fast, friendly, and done right the first time. We take care of it so you don't have to. Visit fixedbybruner.com. That's fixedbybruner.com. Because your to-do list deserves a happy ending.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Brewers baseball is back.
First pitch swinging and a drive to deep left. It's way back and way gone for Brandon Lockridge. First home run of the spring.
You're listening to Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers. 100.5 ESPN.
I've got some famous friends. No, not yet. Not ready. We need to get Jesse to learn the music. Bryan Bulaga continues with us on Wilde Tausch. Gutey speaking in Indianapolis yesterday in multiple sessions. Some interesting tidbits, including using the word absolutely when he was asked about Josh Jacobs being the team's number one running back next season.
You buy that? Do we buy that? Because Aaron Jones, was that absolutely, or what was the word with Aaron Jones?
Yeah, no, the word was absolutely. Now, again, that I think, he was asked when it came to Aaron Jones last, or 2 years ago, or whatever that was, going into the 24 season.
Yeah,
Do you expect Aaron Jones to be back next season? And he said, yeah, absolutely. Now, the question that was asked, which, if you want to parse words, which Tausch, as you point out frequently, I've been known to do.
You love.
He was saying.
Nothing. You are the Ric Flair of word parsings.
Woo! If you want to be parsy, yeah, he absolutely expected him to be back. The question was phrased based on the transcript I was sent by my wonderful fellow beat writers. He was asked, will Josh Jacobs be the number one running back next season? And then he said, absolutely. So there's a little bit of nuance there, but I think when he said what he did about Aaron Jones, I think he understood that might have been a little bit misleading. So I was a little surprised that he used that same phrase. The reason I bring this up, Brian, is you and I have talked about this here. We've talked about it on Green Bay Game Day, on Uncle Homer's show. I'm a Josh Jacobs guy. I understand he's 29 years old, and he's getting into the danger zone, Kenny Loggins, when it comes to the Packers roster. But and his season was not what he wanted it to be. Played hurt, which some guys don't do. Do you want him to be the number one running back? Do you want him on that line? Do you need him on that line?
Yeah, I love Jacobs. I think he's everything he is for the locker room. I think as a player, I think he's fantastic. And I think the season he had, a lot of that contributes to the way the offensive line played, which was very poor up front in the run game all season. It just wasn't good enough up front all season. So you could, if you want to say it's his age or it was the injuries, well, you could say the injuries hampered it. Sure, yes, you could say that he got beat up a little bit, but he played. So, he played the games. That's the end of the day. But you got to look at what was going on up front. Up front was not good from a run blocking standpoint. So it's hard to blame a back that the year prior showed you great production, and over his career has shown great production. When all of a sudden a year takes a step back, but you got to look into what caused that. And I truly believe that was up front, inconsistencies up front. So if he's able to come back, if obviously the numbers work out, again, I don't know if the target is the Super Bowl MVP, if that's the guy that people would be going to look to get. Say it's not the Super Bowl MVP, right? Walker. Say we're not looking. Then yes, Jacobs has to be back. He has to be your running back next year. There's no doubt. I mean, I don't see another scenario where there's I like the backup guys right now. I like the number 2 back and 3 back that we have. I think they're good players. I don't think that they're number 1 backs.
Need a home run hitter. Need a home run hitter. It can't just be 4 or 5 yards. We need somebody that's going to take it to the house and threaten defenses that they can't sit and cover 2, stay back, and try to keep everything in front because they know even if Jacobs or somebody busts one, it'll be a nice 8 or 10 yard run. They'll live with that. They're going to have a harder time if you're gashing and having the opportunity to bust. And I don't know if we got that guy on our roster right now.
Got him on IR.
Well, yeah.
Well, we don't know that.
Yeah, I mean, Jacobs, I don't think Jacobs was ever mistaken for a home run hitter type of back. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that was ever his MO as a back. Not even when he first got into the
I
league.
think early in his career he had more, but yeah, you're right. He was a downhill, hard-nosed. I agree. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're looking at the home run hitters that were like Aaron Jones. Like, that's what Aaron would do. Aaron would be able to bust a run, get outside, and scamper for 50 yards and make it work, right? Like, that's not really Jacob's game. And the way our run game is right now and the way we're deploying it, like, you're not going to hit too many home runs running duo. Like, I hate to tell you. Like, it's just the way the run game is. Like, you're not hitting home runs running duo and power. Like, those aren't home run type plays. Like, the ones that hit and get are outside zone stretch plays that end up cutting back and there's no one there and he beats one guy on the backside and then he scampers into the secondary. Like, that's or you get around the edge or you do things like that. Like, running duo and power and double and pulling your guard and tackle, like, you're not getting 30, 40 yard a crack on those. It's just not going to happen. That is an intentional 5 yards, 4 yards, methodical type run game, and that's just what that style is.
So, all right. So I want to play something for you because this dovetails beautifully with what you were saying about the issues up front. And again, I'm not here to blow sunshine up either one of your hoodies, but the fact of the matter is you guys both have mentioned this multiple times over the last year and a half, whatever. The loss to the Eagles left a mark. And it was clear to both of you, and to me to a smaller degree, that they wanted to do something different with their offensive line as a result.
Yep, and quick question before you set this up. Brian, did Gutey overreact to that one game? Because that O-line, with Josh Myers leading it and Elton at left guard, and obviously they were going to make some changes, but they rebooted a bunch. Did Gutey overreact to that one playoff loss where we did get bullied? No doubt about it.
Yeah, we got bullied, no doubt. But Elton also left the game after what, a series?
Yeah, like 4 plays, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was musical chairs with guys that have not played any snaps in that guard, and then it just turned into a disaster. So,
poor Travis Glover.
Yeah.
But then he overhauled the whole thing, right?
Yes, and my response is I think it was a little bit of too much of a knee-jerk reaction to the whole thing. I think it was a little bit too knee-jerk. And listen, no, you don't want to watch a playoff game where you get beat up front, and I get it. Like, you want to, but to overhaul the entire thing over one game when your offense was built around the run game the entire season and it was really good, it's just kind of to reshape and go, don't want that anymore. We want to go to this. Yeah, just maybe a little bit too knee-jerk of a reaction.
So that makes because remember, they also lost Josh Myers in that game as well. He was carted off in Philadelphia. They were one step away from having LaTroy Guyon have to play guard like you guys did in the NFC Championship game in 16. Yep. Good old Gooch. So Gutey was asked during the podium time with all the reporters, not just Wisconsin folks, about the offensive line. And all of us thought this was a very interesting response. Here is Gutey yesterday about the offensive line.
I think coming out of 2024, I just thought we were getting pushed around a little bit more than I wanted to. And again, I think all 32 teams here covered big guys who can move, right, because they're the hardest guys to find. And then so, again, it was natural that we had that.
Is that something you'd like to keep looking at for this offseason as well?
Yeah, all the time.
So he thought they got pushed around, but he does say in there, and you're an example of this, big guys that can move. How well did they move? Because part of the whole idea is getting movement in a system that you played in, is it not?
Yeah. I mean, so he answered that two ways. Like, he answered that in both directions a little bit, right? Like, I didn't like the way we got pushed around, even though our back ran for like 1,100 yards or 12, whatever he ran for.
13:29.
Yeah, which was really good.
1,300 after contact.
Almost, yes, but a lot of it.
Or that. And then, so he didn't like that they got pushed around in the playoff game, but then he wants big guys that move and that are athletic and that can run, and that it's a little bit of a it's contradicting, because if you bring in guys that are 6'6", 330 plus pounds and are just mass movers, right, and they just go straight,
Aaron Banks,
it doesn't really give you the versatility to run the scheme that Matt runs. And then also there's going to be something that suffers as well, and that's the pass protection. Like there's certain things that come along with that, right? So say, okay, yeah, we want one giant human being on our line, but we're going to keep the rest of it kind of the same, and we're going to set the run game. This guy's going to be our tempo getter for the run game. He's going to be the focus. Okay. But the rest of the guys can't all look the exact same. They all can't. You can't then start molding it around that, because if you want to be able to throw the football and do those types of things and have that type of pass protection that Matt runs, and have the run game that initially Matt had, they can't be all the same exact guy that you're claiming, we got pushed around.
So they got to be on the same page, right? Matt and Brian got to be on the same page.
You would think that those are conversations that are had. At least I would think so.
They better be, right?
There's a body type that's required, right? Like there's a body
conducive.
If you want. Yep. Yeah, if you want to get a certain type of player, a guy that you think is your, your centerpiece for the run game, a guard that's kind of like, you look at I hate to say the Eagles O-line, because those guys all move extremely well. Like they're all like the Lane Johnsons and Mailatas and Dickerson. Like those guys are athletic, like very athletic. So like
they didn't have a very good year this year either.
No, well, Lane Johnson goes out and the whole thing kind of falls apart, right? I mean, it's just you can't run the ball as well because you can't pass protect. Like everything kind of spirals out of control. But that year that they got pushed around, that the Eagles won it, they didn't have like any injuries. Those dudes were fresh. They were flying around the ball. They were running zone. They were running, but if that's what you want to design it after, like there's not many guys like that in the NFL that are 330, 40 pounds and run like deer. Like they're just not, they're not out there. Like it's not a common thing. Like it's not normal. Like I remember I always go back to it, like the Saints offensive line when Drew Brees was with Jari and Carl Nix, like those guys were absolutely enormous human beings, right? And their job was to run inside zone, which they did really well. And then they were the stable part of the pocket where Drew Brees was just able to stand back there like 4 or 5 yards behind those guys. The tackles, I always felt like they got beat, but they were just running guys super high and wide to try to create a perfect baseball plate. And those two guys just stood still and blocked guys because they were so enormous. They weren't asked to get out and run zone and things like they were power players. But this offense that Matt runs is not like that offense. And if you're going to change this offense to be like that offense, then it's the personnel everywhere that has to change for that. And Jordan Love is not the type of quarterback that just sits in the pocket like Drew Brees does. Jordan Love is not that type of quarterback.
Right.
Jordan Love learned from Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers was not the quarterback that just sits still and he manipulates the pocket. He likes to move around. He likes to do things. It's not the same. So you can't. That was my doorbell. It's
I
loud.
like that.
Yeah. And who's that at the door?
I don't know. It's a good question.
James Campen, what are you doing here?
But
Campy's up there grinding. So, Blue, before we let you go, I guess you just went through and I think you examined it and talked the Drew Brees part. What should Gutey be looking for now that we know the skill sets of Jordan Love? and where we're at running the football and not good enough, what should he – we know what we are, or we know what Matt LaFleur wants this offense to be. What type of O-lineman should he be going after?
I mean, I think you look at who he drafted right off the get. He drafted Elton. Right off the, you draft Elton Matt's first year. That player
he's gone.
Profile. Well, I know.
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm just talking about that player profile. Or if you're going to go out and try to get free agents, like that type of guy that, hey, like how it used to be was they always drafted tackles. They drafted tackles, and then they were able to move them into.
Figured it out. Yep.
And like, hey, he played tackle in college, but he's got more of a guard profile. That's how we're going to do this. Like, that's where I would be looking to do. And when you looked at the guys that, like Elton, for example, is a perfect example of that tackle profile, could play tackle, but man, he moved into guard, and it was like
play everywhere.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And Gutey always talks about he wants versatility. That's great. But if you draft 6'6", 330, 40, there's one position those guys are playing in the NFL. There's one position. And that's going to be guard. They're going to be
and Brian, only one. You bring that up, and why I asked it is because it feels like we're cross-contaminating what the Gutey model has been, because you have Banks is stuck. Banks is going to play where Banks plays.
Yep.
Belton going to be Belton. Those guys aren't Elton Jenkins types.
Jordan
Morgan's an Elton Jenkins type. Zach Tom's an Elton Jenkins type. So now we got two types of different guys, and it's like we'll just see what works. Well, that's great if you can mix the whole pot together and get it, but that's where I'm just wondering if he's looking at it saying, this is the type I want, which way is he going? Because he just spent a lot of money on a different body type and drafted a guy with a different body type than the ideal that he drafted as one of his first picks was Elton Jenkins.
Yeah. No, I think, and this is just me, I think they're going to, but then he drafts Jordan Morgan, that is more of a kind of the way Ted used to draft guys that were tackles. They're built a little bit different. They
figure it out.
Yeah,
better figure it out this year.
Yeah, but I think that you listen to that clip, I think he's going to continue down the same path that you've seen. I think he continue to try to get bigger. That's just what that's just my opinion. That's what it appears to me.
Okay,
and I'm just being honest. I don't see him kind of going back to the Ted way of doing it, where you draft a guy, and like if he would have said, "Well, Ted loved versatility," well, yeah, sure, yeah, maybe he did, but Ted's deal was, I'm drafting guys for certain positions. Like I'm drafting them to play a position. I'm not drafting them to be a guard and a tackle sometimes. And well, no. Ted drafted guys to play positions, and it was that's what it was. So I think it's going to continue down the same path where he's going to get bigger, continue to draft bigger. I think you never know what's going to happen in this draft with depending on where they land and with how the comp picks and what they get. But there may be another tackle drafted early-ish based on not knowing how Jordan Morgan's going to perform, right? And what that body type looks like. I think it's going to continue down the same trend as we've seen from free agency and last draft.
All right, I would argue that the model of left tackles everywhere, figure out where you can fit them, has worked very, very well for the G&G. And going away from that, give me athletes, and I'll figure the rest of it out. That's how I would look at it, and I think that's where you're at too, Brian.
That's exactly where I'm at.
You guys are right, but again, and we don't have time to get into this, we'll have to save it for next week, so write this down, Jesse. Is there a lack of connectivity between what the GM thinks they need and what the coaches want to do when it comes to that? Because that's something that if we're going to talk about how they all got extensions, you would hope that they are all on the same page in terms of what their vision is for what the offensive line looks like, how they utilize. There was a point yesterday where Gutey said he would like to have seen Matthew Golden get more opportunities, which, again, is that a statement about how the Packers used him, or is that he dealt with a bunch of injuries? When you say things like that, it perks people's ears up. So we'll get into that with Brian when we talk to him again next week. Hey, that poor guy's still standing at the door waiting for you to open the door, so we will let you go.
Oh, he's got a robot. I don't know if you know, Brian's got a robot now that does all that at his house.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Bought a
Theodore. I think he called him Theodore.
Jeeves. Brian, we appreciate you, buddy. Thanks.
All right, guys. Take care.
That is Bryan Bulaga, who joins us every Wednesday and makes us smarter in the process. Speaking of smart to insure with American Family Insurance.
And Badger fans, American Family Insurance wants you and 3 friends to have the game day of your dreams. You can win on-court access before the game, incredible seats to cheer on our favorite team. Enter the Dream Day Sweepstakes now at amfam.com/Badgers. Again, that's the Dream Day Sweepstakes at amfam.com/Badgers. Insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance.
The 10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The NFL Combine underway in Indianapolis. Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst meeting with the media yesterday. A couple of different sessions, including talking about his roster-building philosophy this offseason.
The most important thing, I think, is the 2026 season and how we're going to chase a championship. That's the most important thing. That will never change. You do have to balance it to make sure that you can be competitive year in, year out. So, again, you don't want to pile up that credit card over too much so you can't be competitive down the road. But the most important thing right now is how do we put out the best team we can in 2026.
More reactions to what the GM said coming up on Wilde Tausch here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. We continue until noon this morning. Bucks winners last night, 128-117 over the Miami Heat. They're back at it tonight at Fiserv Forum hosting the Cavaliers, 7 o'clock tip here on 100.5 ESPN. Wisconsin men's basketball on the road visiting Oregon, 10 o'clock Central tip.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now, thanks to Bryan Bulaga. Always love having him on Wednesdays. Tausch, I brought something up at the end of our conversation there as we were talking about the offensive line that I just want to circle back to because I don't want to be the pot stirrer, the instigator. And I know when I say something like I did, that can be something that gets people riled up. The idea that Gutey and LaFleur are not on the same page sometimes or have different visions. You would hope that that's not the case. I'm not saying that I know that that's the case by any means. But at the same, well, it makes, I do wonder. I would say that. That's how I would phrase it. And if we're going to move forward, as the Packers chose to do, with running it back, trusting stability, and keeping all three of those leaders, Russ Ball, Brian Gutekunst, Matt LaFleur, together, if that is Ed Policy's policy. And he comes out and says that he thinks the communication is better than it's ever been, I certainly want to believe that. My question is, when we look at something like this with the offensive line, is it wrong for me to wonder about that? Should I trust them, that they're all on the same page? Because the way Gutey acknowledged that he thought they got pushed around, that might be the first time he's actually said those words out loud, right? About 2024? His actions certainly showed it.
That's what I was just going to say. The words and everything else that is said, you can take what you want out of them. It is about that action. And until Josh Jacobs has a redone contract, I'm going to look at everything he said yesterday as words. Now, that doesn't mean he's lying. There's nuance with these things. There could be, there's somebody came available at Gutey and Matt LaFleur. Both are like, man, we need this cat on our football team, which is what happened with Josh Jacobs the last time around. So is there going to be a disconnect? Are football people all going to see things the same way? They won't. They never will. That's why to have alignment and to have relationship where you can have those discussions, be disagreeable without being a jerk or whatever that saying is, that's what we're looking for. But I think you do need to make sure fundamentally you're all on the same page, what you're trying to get done and how you're going to go about doing it. Because if Matt LaFleur is an outside zone, quick, athletic lineman getting up to the next level, and Brian Gutekunst is, I want to pound you into submission, I don't want to get shoved around, we have some issues there. You can't – now, it's awesome if you have five guys that are all everything. I haven't seen a group that has that. I've seen groups that have been cohesive and have figured all of those things out, and that is the goal. And maybe that is what this is. Maybe it is nice to have a little variation. Oh, I got a road grader at right guard, and I got an uber athlete at left guard. Okay, we can make that work. I played on a team that was like that, and it worked very well. So you can have different body types, but you have to be aligned. I knew we were going to run power, and then we were going to run a weak side power the other way, and we were going to run zone, and we were going to run some toss. That's what we did. Right now, with this run game, I have no idea what we're going to do. I don't have a clue. Where are we going to go? Well, we're going to do jet sweep on 3rd and 3. We're going to do what are we hanging our hat on? We're going to be out of gun? Are we going to run duo? Well, duo was great a couple years ago. I don't think duo was very good last year. I don't know what the stats would tell me, but it wasn't as good. So to get to – I thought the Matthew Golden comments were also very interesting. I also agree with you on that because GMs like being right. They like it when it's, my guy is incredibly talented, and I knew this is what my vision for him was, and I knew it. Now, as a rookie wideout in Green Bay, we also know it's tough sledding. You got to earn it. You got to be out there, and there has not been – we've got a lot of great wideouts have come through here, Hall of Fame guys. Hardly any had big impacts. I would argue Greg Jennings has still had the biggest impact as a rookie wideout of anybody since 2000. I don't know anyone that's had a bigger one. Greg was a really good football player. Probably would have been a Hall of Famer had he stayed in Green Bay.
Agreed.
He didn't. That's where we're at. So with this, Matthew Golden, I believe, is going to be a stud. I think it takes a little time. I think he is going to get more and more opportunities, and I do think Gutey thinks he should have had more opportunities at the end of last season, and he's probably going to point to that Bears game and say, that's pretty good. Maybe if he got more opportunities, he would have been able to do more of that. But it's always different. Coaches see a lot more. They understand how things work, and there is a reward with good practice habits. That's where we're at with this team, and I think that the more in sync Gutey and Matt LaFleur can be, the better off we're going to be as an organization.
We'll get further into what Gutey had to say yesterday and get ready for Uncle Homer. It's all still ahead in the 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch, so stick around.
$2.3 million. A recent Schwab survey of Americans says that it takes $2.3 million to be wealthy. Well, you may have had your financial plan set on a bigger or a more humble number. But if you're looking for added insights on how to get there or how to avoid some tax pitfalls on the way, Annex Wealth Management is ready to listen. Mark Tauscher here, and whether your situation is complex or simple, the Annex Wealth Management team can give you wealth expertise and guidance on reaching your goals. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. And with a 10-year labor warranty, your windows and doors are worry-free for years to come. If something goes wrong, we're here to handle it because you work with the same team from start to finish.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 48 months.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
What's new at Zimbrick Chevrolet? A lot. A free car wash with every service, plus a brand new detail facility to keep your ride looking fresh all year long. Relax with coffee and snacks while you wait, and if you can't, grab one of their numerous service loaners, take the shuttle, or even get a lift on them. Plus, Zimbrick Chevrolet has the largest new Chevrolet inventory in southern Wisconsin, and you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet. Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Mark Tauscher here to tell you a little bit more about Everlight Solar. We all know that electricity costs are on the rise. That's why you need to talk to my friends over at Everlight Solar. Their local team here in Madison is here to keep it simple. From your no-cost consultation to solar panel installation, the team at Everlight Solar will be with you every step of the way. Not only will they help you save money, but by switching to solar, you're also helping save the planet. Everlight Solar, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Check them out at everlightsolar.com.
Friday nights taste better at the Bridges. The Bridges Bar and Restaurant is back with a classic Friday fish fry, plus non-fish specials and prime rib. Great food, great drinks, and a perfect way to kick off the weekend. Fridays at the table and on the course at the Bridges Golf Course in Madison.
We're on the Badgers.
The coaches, the players, we're bringing an entire new mindset.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
And it's to win. It's to win.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
to Uncle Homer coming up, and we'll get back to Brian Gutekunst a little bit later. But, and I know that this is not an Aaron Rodgers-centric program by any means. It has been in the past, but not in recent years anyway. But because we had Evan Cohen on yesterday, and he referenced Rodgers and the idea of him playing in Minnesota, Adam Schefter appeared on Evan Cohen's program, Unsportsmanlike, which you can hear every weekday morning across ESPN Wisconsin, and thought this when it came to Aaron Rodgers playing for the rival Minnesota Vikings in 2026.
Look, he's a free agent, so he can go do what he wants. Last year, I think he did want to play in Minnesota. So if he wanted to do that last year, I don't know why he wouldn't want to do it this year. The issue last year was that the Vikings were very sensitive to bringing in somebody like Aaron Rodgers, who's such a force, such a dominant personality, and how that would hinder or affect growth of J.J. McCarthy. So maybe they feel differently. It's a different set of dynamics. The GM has been fired. So I wouldn't rule it out, but it came up last year. I could see it coming up again this year, and I can't speak to how likely it is or isn't to happen.
So the sneaky, interesting thing that he said there, because if I recall correctly, Tausch, Diana Rossini was roundly criticized. I think Rodgers took some shots at her for basically saying, look, he wants to play for the Vikings. And they had some conversations, him and Kevin O'Connell, and to the point that Schefter makes there, Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah is out as GM. Rob Brzezinski has kind of taken that on as an interim basis, and they made no commitment whatsoever to J.J. McCarthy yesterday when Brzezinski talked in Indianapolis. But interesting that Schefter acknowledges that Rodgers wanted to play for the Vikings. What does this do for you and your thought process about him in 2026?
Yeah, I still think he should retire. And I know I'm not going to say if he is all in again and wants to do it, man, kudos to him.
Mm-hmm.
Getting up again and making that climb, I couldn't respect it more. But I really think he had a really good season with where he was at. I think he can get some of that stank, some of that Jet stank off of him. And I think he probably still believes he can lead a team to a championship. And I think he probably in his heart of hearts knows it's not going to be Pittsburgh. He would have a much better chance of doing that with Minnesota. Now, the question is Aaron still at that point? I think he can still lead a team. He's no longer, who's the dude that always carried those big boulders around? Hercules? He ain't Hercules no more, man.
Can't carry the team.
He needs a lot of people. He can be a part of it. He can help push the rock, but he ain't lugging. He can't carry that thing up the hill by himself no more like he used to. He needs a lot of help. Pittsburgh, they can't give him that.
Can the Vikings?
Minnesota can give him a lot more of it. I just don't know if at this point he can still have those moments. It's so much more difficult to do for 17 weeks when you're 43. I think his drive to do and get another one is still going to be very high. I think the reality also slaps him in the face. And understanding that he can't get out of the pocket and elude stuff like he used to. Mm-hmm. He just can't. That's such a big part of who he is. But if he went to Minnesota, he'd arguably have the two, if not the best tandem of wideouts, it's a top 3 tandem of wideouts that he's dealing with. He would have a pretty good O-line. He's got a defense and a defensive coordinator that causes all kinds of problems.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a head football coach that I think he loves the system that he does. Now, would this put a damper on the Green Bay Packer relay. For a while it would. And if he could find a way to go win a championship with the Minnesota Vikings,
oh dear,
it would be very complicated. I think it would be the nicest way
for the complicated fella.
Without getting all clippy, it would be very complicated. And I don't know how that would play as far as his legacy back in Green Bay. Because I'm convinced had Favre done it, it would have been a big death blow to Brett's legacy in Green Bay. I know from my perspective it would have. I think from a lot of fans it would have. I don't know if there'd be that same. There's so much time. It just feels like it's been decades since this Rodgers love scenario has passed. But I'm telling you, you want to get urine hot? All of a sudden the Vikings really good and Rodgers leading them? It would feel like it was yesterday that happened.
If he were to wind up there, how would that alter your futures wagering at Hard Rock Casino Rockford? How would that affect
Well, I don't know where
Packers?
the Vikings are at. I can't wait for Jesse and I. We're heading down there again, I think in a couple of weeks, maybe early April. We're going to be down there, and it is a premier entertainment destination, the Hard Rock Casino Rockford, just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois. The Hard Rock Casino Rockford offers the most generous and most frequent promotions of any casino in the Midwest. And you visit the Hard Rock this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and you can take part in the $140,000 Love at First Bite Mally's chocolate giveaway. Unity by Hard Rock members. Stop by the lobby. You get a sweet reward based on your Unity tier. Jesse, that's all about you.
Love the tiers.
Inside every chocolate bar, there is a chance to win cash, free play, food comps, and more. You could be the lucky winner of $10,000 cash or $10,000 in free play. Play, dine, shop, and enjoy live shows, and you have that great sports book that I know Jesse and I will take a long, hard look at when we're down there. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off of I-90 in Rockford, Illinois.
The Marquette Golden Eagles beat the Georgetown Hoyas last night. This guy was on the call. We'll talk to Uncle Homer next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tausch here, and I can't wait until we get back to playing football again. But since it's going to be a little bit before we do that, you know what makes it feel more like football season? The cool, refreshing taste of an ice-cold Coors Light. No matter what season it is, whether it's before, during, or after a big game, or you just need a moment to chill, crack open a Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans turn blue when chilled to perfection, which, besides the refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
It's win or go home. The road to state starts right here on Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
On the run, Natalie Cuso. Shot is good.
From buzzer beaters to bracket busters, we've got live coverage every round.
The Wanakee Warriors heading back downtown to the Kohl Center.
Live on the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. The road to a gold ball runs through Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
I'm very familiar with Gruber Law Offices because they're always out in the community.
Gruber Law Offices are known to be honest, hardworking.
They're always involved in our neighborhoods.
Gruber Law Offices make our community a better place.
They are the best.
For nearly 40 years, Gruber Law Offices has helped people throughout Wisconsin. If you're injured, we're here to help. One call, that's all.
Wisconsin would not be the same without Gruber Law Offices.
If you're looking for something fun to do this spring, come join us Saturday, May 16th for Marco Siki's 8th annual Casting for Kids Fishing Tournament to benefit the American Family Children's Hospital and UW Carbone Cancer Center. We've raised $1 million for the kids so far. The event is a blast. We fish the Madison chain of lakes before live and silent auctions at the Alliant Energy Center. All kinds of sports memorabilia, guided trips, and a chance to win an Alumacraft fishing boat. So come join us on May 16th. Sign up today at castingforkids.org.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
We're on the Packers.
This 2 or 3 year window needs to yield a championship.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
When you bring back everybody, Mr. Policy is telling you we're winning a championship.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
Rebound to Marquette and Nigel James.
No need to be in a hurry.
He was, but now he slowed it up.
Just probing a little bit.
Now going to the basket. Took on all 5 players. That was another Jordan. That was a Jordan.
What was that? Goodness.
He drove, beat 4 players, and then launched and hammered like he was 6'5".
That is Steve the Homer true on the call of a dunk that was compared to a Michael Jordan dunk?
Oh, come on, man.
Did you see this dunk last night? It was crazy.
I did.
No, put it. Can you put it up on our deal?
I'll track it down for you.
Is that? Can we do that? Or we're not violating any TV contract?
Game was
I don't
on
want to get any
Peacock,
trouble.
of course. So we'll have to.
Well, where else would you watch the game? Joining us now, the voice of the Marquette Golden Eagles. You can also hear him on the Homer Hour, which yesterday was the Homer Half Hour, because they had the pregame programming for that game against Georgetown.
Clipping him, don't they?
Well, he made time for me. I didn't get to talk to Tony Smith, but you know how much I love Tony. And I love this guy at his Uncle Homer on Wilde Tausch. Homer, good morning. How are you?
Not well. You make a judgment on something and didn't even see it? Do you do that on a regular basis?
He's talking to you, old boy.
Comparing someone to, anytime you're going to compare someone to the greatest of all time, I'm skeptical. Yeah.
No, not as a player. That
He
play.
didn't compare him as a player.
Jordan. He had a Jordan in the previous game that I didn't think of saying that, and it was classic Michael Jordan. Now, Tony Smith did disagree with me on this play. He said it was more of a Vince Carter than a Michael Jordan. But the problem I said was most people might not know who Vince Carter is to be able to make that comparison. But
so, Homer, Vince Carter is known as a better dunker than Michael Jordan.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Jordan, obviously the greatest of all time, and anytime you invoke his name on something or someone in a small sample size, I am going to be skeptical. Yes.
That's fine. Now, you didn't say you were skeptical. You acted like you had a comment, and you haven't seen it.
But I didn't say anything.
Yes,
I said, whoa. Is all I did.
Yeah, I would. If I could interject here briefly, because you do need to see the dunk, and you also have to keep in mind.
Yeah, Jesse will put it up on our show.
You also have to keep in mind that Nigel James is 6 feet tall.
Correct. Yep.
Like he's not. Jordan was what, 6'5"?
6'6".
6'6".
6'6".
Now,
from
he was short.
North Carolina.
He's not 6'6".
Well, he said he was 6'6".
All right. Well, Nigel James is 6
Charles
feet.
Barkley was 6'5", and he was like 6'3" at best. They determined that with the Olympics.
And as Homer accurately portrayed it, I saw this. Actually, was scrolling Twitter this morning, and I saw it, and I'm watching it again now because it is. In the video frame are 5 Georgetown defenders and him. Like, that's it. At the rim.
All right, who is it again? What's the guy's name?
Nigel James. Not Nigel Hayes.
James Jr., but I never say the junior. I don't.
Dunk. Let's see if
I'm pulling it up for you here on the video stream in just a second.
The play in the previous game against St. John's was actually
it's a good dunk.
Jordan-like.
It's a good dunk. It's more Vince Carter, though. Whoever told you that is 100% right.
Tony Smith, who is Homer's color analyst,
so
the Tausch.
Pull up the play against St. John's that James did, and that would be.
I'm done pulling up. No, I'm done pulling up.
Yeah.
Homer, what did you make of? What did you make? Okay, you always told us we've had Marquette talk. Tell us about Gutey. What did you make of Gutey?
This was dunk talk and Jordan talk.
Yeah.
This was Marquette talk,
The rule is
too.
there has to be something special to justify any attention. Clearly,
let's go. The boys on the bench are all fired up. Bam! That's a good dunk. Vince Carter-esque, I would agree.
I'll accept that.
Here's something else.
You're never going to agree.
No,
so
it
that's
is.
the best I can get from you. That's okay. This is about you, not the comment.
Well, I'm just glad you saw it now. Go ahead, Tausch. Ask your Packers-related question now as the Marquette minute is over.
Yeah, what did you I know Brad Nortman on KBN was getting a little clippy and saying that what Gutey said yesterday was, I have a roster that's built for the Super Bowl, and he didn't say it, but Norty implied coaching is what is not there. I don't know if I agree with Norty on that, but what were your big takeaways from the Gutenators press conference yesterday?
Well, again, you can't believe anything he says. He's incredibly positive. I'm sure if he was the man in charge of the Titanic, he would have said, I still believe in the boat. So you can't go by anything he says. Go by his actions, as you've talked about. What does he end up doing with these people? What happens? And no, I put them exactly the same. They are both good, but not great. And so I have them equal. They might as well be twin brothers in terms of his job as a GM and the job as a head coach. So I was surprised by the Golden comment because he could easily say, I just want you to know that kid's going to be good. We're not there yet, but he doesn't have to pick as to why he wasn't used more. And so that comment makes me think that it is directed a little bit at LaFleur because there's no need to say it.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem healthy to me, especially after you just tied all these guys together.
It's not a consistent thing. It jumps out because he so seldom does that. I assume they both get along, and they're both incredibly happy because the president gave them an extension after a year in which they disappointed and says, I not only believe in you, I believe in you when you don't do what you're supposed to do. So the key is not what Gutey thinks. Of course, as you said, GMs are going to always believe what they do. It's what the guy in charge says, and he believes in them. So, hey, let's roll.
What about how he's viewing Rashan Gary? We talked about that earlier in the show and the idea of him 60 pressures. He had 7.5 sacks, and 0 in the final 10 games of the year.
Right.
Didn't elevate his game after they lost Micah Parsons. What do you make of where he stands on Rashan Gary?
Well, and I said, go by what he does, not what he says. He's very positive with all his players. We know that, right? That's what he does.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Now, the key is, what will they do with Rashan Gary? And you alluded to what he said. We hope to have him back. But there was some reference to where they can offer him less, and if he doesn't accept it, then he goes on. Like, we want him back, just like Aaron Jones, and we'll see the same with Jacob. We'll see how badly they want him back by what they offer, right? It's not too hard to know that's how this is played. Same way with offensive line, same way with everybody. It's really easy to figure out. You still have to ask him what he says, but everybody should understand you don't listen to anything. Watch what he does.
Well, we don't know what he's going to do, right? And that'll obvious. But right now, what we have are his words, and he did say something that he has not done before, which was if he's here next year, because he usually does not allow that to cross his lips, which I thought was interesting. And then he doubled back and obviously talked about
that makes
60
me think
pressures.
that Rashan Gary will not be back. If I want to vote on it,
that was
again,
what I.
He is of $100. What would I bet? I'd probably bet 40 that he's not back.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, doesn't that mean that you think he's going to be back?
What?
It's 70 that you think he's going to be back,
60%
right?
that he's gone.
Oh, okay. I misinterpreted what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay.
So what I do when everybody has an opinion now, I don't care what the opinion is. I want to know if you could bet a maximum of $100, what would you bet? Because that tells me how confident you are.
Interesting.
Well, no, it's more about the no, Homer. That's a flawed deal. It needs to be what odds do you need? No, it's not because if I bet 40, I'm still putting money on it. But I'm still putting money on it. If it's something I don't buy, I'm not going to put money on it.
All right. I might put a certain amount. Like, are they going to win
Why
the
though?
division?
If you don't think it's going to happen, why don't you just go burn it? You get no odds.
Flush it down the toilet.
What do you mean? You're not even getting any odds on it.
Whatever.
That's a dumb way to do it. Homer,
on winning
reevaluate
the division,
this theory.
About $20. Where are you?
Reevaluate your theory
on the division on them winning the division.
No. He's just. Well, I'm going to put money on it. Well, if you put money on it, you believe it could happen. Without any odds, it makes no sense. Why don't you just say 20%? What he doesn't want to do is get into the percentage game.
It's his thing.
No, but it's not. I don't want you to use it either. I don't think it's good.
As my dad said to me when I told him thing one time, I appreciate your interest. I hope you understand it as I did when he told it to me.
No, I do understand it. I don't like it.
That's fine. I think you're wrong.
Okay.
I think you're better than that. You fell into. Here's the deal. You fell into something because you don't want to get in. You don't want to play percentages, but you just said 40% that Rashan Gary's going to be back, or $40. But you don't actually believe he's going to be back, and you're not getting any odds on it. Why would you ever put $40 on it?
Right, but it's a way of expressing your confidence level. He's not actually going up to the teller window and dropping the $40.
I would need 10 to 1 odds in order to put anything on it. That tells me he doesn't think he's coming back.
But I think for those of us that maybe aren't quite as well versed in the wagering realm, if you said I would out of $100, I'd be willing to put a $5 on it. That would indicate to me that you really don't think it's going to happen.
There is a legitimate complaint, though Tausch didn't bring it up, and that is when you use money, $100 means different things to different people.
It means a lot to me.
But that doesn't. I accept that as part of it. Like, okay, just
okay.
If the maximum you can bet is 100. Well, I bet 100 on everything. Okay, that's fine. But so all right, if you want to do this, what percentage chance do you, Mark Tauscher, because this is clearly your segment, would you have the Packers winning the division?
What does that mean?
You heard what
Are you getting all sensitive now? What? Homer, you got nobody. You can't push back on anything you say, or it's you're the devil.
Well,
like,
you
what?
did call
I don't think your thing is good, and I want to help you.
That position as well.
It is dumb. No, he knows it's dumb. His stuff, Homer. When you say I will bet anybody this, if you go down to Ted's in Tosa, that resonates. This doesn't resonate, and you know it.
I think you've made that clear.
With you, it does not
as far
resonate.
as what percentage I think Rashan Gary, I guess I'll put $22 down on it with no odds. I don't even know what any of that means because then I might as well burn the $22
hold on,
if I think it's only 22% chance that he's going to be back.
In a way that he does approve of, and instead of just answering, he felt he needed to abuse me even more. Yeah, okay, fine.
Who's abusing you?
There's nobody. You.
I believe
I'm sorry.
Make fun of me again.
No, I didn't call him dumb. I called his setup there dumb.
Okay.
No, it just Homer. You're so much better than that. That's why. I'm disappointed.
I appreciate that.
Talk about condescension.
Again. All right. I want to get into the UFL rules.
You're so much better than that. I'm so
all right.
disappointed.
What do you got? I love the UFL rules. Which ones do you like?
I mean, I like the 1 foot out of bounds. I like the concept of the NFL discussing the possibility of replay officials to throw flags for penalties. And people that don't like that don't understand in college football, they already have people upstairs that make the decision on whether things are going to be challenged. This is nothing new. The college football setup is so much better, and why the NFL, they have somebody who has all the pressure of deciding what will actually be viewed in replay. So this isn't even as far as that. Of course, you need to start using all the vehicles to make the game officiated better. And I'm not making this up. It already exists. And watch college football, how well this thing is handled. Coaches aren't involved.
You know
what's
going to be. You know what's going to be really fun. What's going to be really fun is old boy throws a pick six. Well, Lenny hit his hand on his face mask. We're going to take it back. That's going to really add a lot to the game. If you don't throw a flag on the field, I don't want it reviewed. Period. Now, if you want to review for punches on the sideline and extracurriculars after, I'm okay. But I'm telling you, they ain't going to stop. They're not going to stop there. It's going to get to the point where you're going to be able to challenge a play. There's going to be a long touchdown run, and you're going to say the left tackle had his hands outside the carry, and you're going to call a holding penalty after a touchdown run. That is not an NFL that I'm interested in at all. And that's not a college football I'm interested in at all. And if you don't think that's where this thing is going, I can't help you.
It hasn't gone that way in college.
You don't know that.
I don't know that. How long have they had it in where the repay people
not that long. It's been for targeting. It has been for targeting. That is the only time that replay comes down. It's not for pass interference, not for a late hit. It's for targeting.
Right. They do the replay to decide if the call was incorrect. Not on necessarily penalties, but somebody's up there saying, hey, they missed this. We need to look at that. But, yes.
Hey, you missed the left guard with a hold. I'm out on that. I don't want any part.
They haven't gone that far. But when they do,
will.
that'd be too far. But the ID, well, I don't know, like I said. And then the other thing that really irritates me is the 4-point field goal. This is just
I love
wrong.
that.
This is not soccer.
Oh, hard to believe you two are on different pages.
Oh, this is
how do you not like the 4-point field goal? I love
it's not football, it's soccer. If you are making 60-yard field goals, it is wrong, and you need to move the uprights in. The chance of a 60-yard field goal should be 1 in 20. The chance of a 50-yard field goal should be 1 in 2. Play damn football. Just like appropriately, they said no punts inside the 50-yard line.
Well, get rid of the kicking ball, and maybe that will be the case, but they didn't. They wanted more field goals made. And by the way, at the end of a game, Homer, if you're down 3 and you want to stop at the 44-yard line so you can kick a 60-yarder to win it, I love that
I do love
process.
this wrinkle.
I think that is a fun add to this game. I do.
Yeah. Well, just let them kick all the time. Why even play? Just have a kicking game. Let's just have kicking.
Oh, God.
What about 70 yards? It's just wrong. It's not.
70 yards should be 5 points.
All right, yeah. Might not make it 10. Why just 5? Make it 10.
Well,
why
don't be Homer. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous.
A touchdown is only 6. You should never have a field goal that important relative to a touchdown. I would make touchdowns.
So you want to go? So let me hear this outright. I actually think you're onto something here. Inside the 5, a field goal is only worth 1 point. Forces you to think about going for it more. 20-yard line, it's 2. 30-yard line, it's
extra
3.
Points.
They're doing that on extra points. 1, 2, and 3.
I'm kind of. Is that your new theory? Because I'm kind of intrigued.
Get rid of kicking.
I'd like to hear
For
more.
example, if you're going to do this on the field goal and a touchdown over 80 yards is 9 points.
Oh, so you're encouraging big plays.
Yes,
right.
if I'm going to honor something, I'm going to honor the game of football, not soccer.
And when you say soccer, you're referring to like the Milwaukee Wave and the indoor leagues where they have like 3-point goals, just like 3-point baskets for Marquette.
I'm saying they don't even have football players kicking. You have soccer players because they're so good at it, and that's fine. I'm not holding that against them. I'm just saying that's not the damn game. So if you're going to add points, you add points to playing football, not I kick a touchdown.
Well,
they're
kicking
for a touchdown. They're going to make a 70-yard field goal. I thought it would be done already. No. The longer the field goal, the less points you should get because you should be playing football.
Okay, now you lost me.
How about that?
I was with you for most of it, and now.
He's going to put $22. He's putting $22 down on that.
Yes.
That tells you he's confident.
Extra points in football should be based on football, not kicking. So they have the concept.
Because football players play football, and then football kickers kick the football, and you get the ball, and you make the kicks, and boom, you win a championship if you make a.
As you would know with Don Hudson, if you're old enough, the kickers used to be, like Jerry Kramer, football players. You couldn't bring in somebody extra. You had to play a position, and then when the Giants were smart enough to bring in a kicker, Gogolak, then it changed everything. So
Gogolak. Okay.
Pete Gogolak, buddy.
Mike Golick?
No.
I think you should also make the kickers go straight toe. No more soccer style. You have
Mark
to kick
Mosley.
it straight toe like Ray Wershing.
Mark Mosley was the MVP one year for the Washington Redskins.
Of the league?
Yes.
Of the league.
By the way, one quick thing. Greg Jennings.
That's an era I wish I lived
in. The Hall of Fame if he'd been with the Packers. Not one chance in a million. No.
Greg Jennings stuck with Green Bay and played his entire career in Green Bay is in the Hall of Fame. Yep.
All right. Look it up. You'll say I was wrong at some point. I don't know how long. Probably not on this.
Who's going to say I was wrong?
He would.
Anybody who follows the Hall of Fame.
All right. So I will tell you that there were multiple people after he left in 2012 who said if he'd have just stayed in Green Bay,
he had another 8 or 9 year runway, Homer, with Aaron Rodgers slinging it to him. Are you crazy?
If you add those, if he'd had 8 or 9 more years at 1,000, you just tell me what he would have had done in Green Bay if he hadn't left to get into the Football Hall of Fame.
Well, he left after the 2012 season.
Correct.
Rodgers was the quarterback through 2022. Right. He would have had another potentially. There are people in the building that swear he would have surpassed Driver. He would have been the all-time leading receiver in Packers history in every category. And that maybe they win another Super Bowl. He's got 2 Super Bowl rings. I'm Team Tausch. I was with you for most of today's segment. But on the Greg Jennings thing, I'm Team Tausch.
I'm so confident, Homer, I'd put $15 on it. I would put $15 on it.
I knew that.
No, I'd put $15 on it.
And if they'd have won 3 Super Bowls, and if he'd have played 9 more years. Yeah, given all that garbage,
Homer, he would have signed a 5-year deal, and then he would have probably kept going and got another 2-3 year extension. He would have finished his career in Green Bay.
And that wasn't any close to enough.
And I would have put $15 on it. $15.
Don't you have to leave?
He can't. Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, yeah. Sorry, I went too long. I dropped him off. I'd have to pick him up today. It's a different rule. But bye.
What a dunk!
Nice, thanks. Bye.
Vince Carter,
Jordan-esque. Okay, that was a lot. Not that I didn't enjoy it, but it was a lot.
Ronnie Lott.
I respectfully,
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
I like Homer's analogy,
Big
and I cannot lie.
Whoa,
I think they went out of business. But I don't even have a segue to this. Gruber Law Offices, 1 call, that's all. The Badgers, I forgot that they were playing the Ducks tonight. I do not think I will stay up for it. I would have worn a Ducks hat had I realized they were playing the Ducks tonight in Eugene. But when they are at the Kohl Center, every time they make a free throw from the charity stripe, Gruber Law Offices donates to UW Carbone Cancer Center to support the ongoing research into cancer that Carbone Cancer Center does. It's one of the many things that the Gruber Law Offices do to support our communities. But most importantly, They're there for you if you suffer an injury in an accident. Hopefully you never have to make the call, but if you do, 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices. One call. That's all. Send it in! Nigel. More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
Brewers baseball is in the air.
And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that? 12 in a row for the crew.
Spring back into the baseball season on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's new home of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Mark Tauscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhoffels. Shop Steinhoffels, make it your own sale. Save 10% store-wide plus 5% more on $999 or more in-store and on steinhoffels.com. High praises. Jeff Levering joining ESPN Madison Saturday Scramble, talking a little Badger hoops. The veteran broadcaster on what's made Bucky a consistent name in the Big Ten and beyond.
And I think Greg Gard has evolved tremendously. Being a Bo Ryan disciple and not running the swing offense anymore and evolving with what college basketball is these days and how he can win. I think he gets more out of his roster year in and year out than anybody in the country.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. Get 0% APR for 24 to 60 months on new 2025 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter cargo and crew vans. This also includes the courtesy vehicle fleet, where Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans have over 12 currently that qualify. Excludes eSprinter, Sprinter 30th Edition Cargo. Monthly payments for 24 months equals $41.66 per $1,000 borrowed. Monthly payments for 60 months equals $16.67 per $1,000 borrowed. No down payment required. Minimum is $20,000 finance. Maximum $100,000 finance with approval through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. Stop on in Off the Beltline and Rimrock Road, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com and check out the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter area, and you'll be walking away with a vehicle that will help maximize your business. This offer expires March 2nd, 2026, so hurry up and you'll be driving a new Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's. They say punters are people too, especially on KBN.
Brian Gutekunst is going to have his best offseason of his entire career. I've been thinking about roster development lately and what Gutey has in store for him. And I don't see any way this team can become a title contender unless Gutey has the best offseason of his whole career.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. Presented by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. Weekdays from 2 till 4 on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Steady. I hit my thumb.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Did you swear that you'd get that house project done ages ago and now it's causing you real pain? From leaky faucets to light fixtures, let our handyman team at Bruner Realty fix it all. Fast, friendly, and without the agony. We take care of it so you don't have to. Visit fixedbybruner.com. That's fixedbybruner.com.
We're on the Packers.
This 2 or 3 year window needs to yield a championship.
Because we're on Wisconsin sports.
When you bring back everybody, Mr. Policy is telling you we're winning a championship.
Nobody covers the green and gold like 100.5 ESPN.
to Uncle Homer. We always enjoy her. I gotta be honest. I don't think. I thought you were too harsh on his betting paradigm for how confident you are in something happening. I kind of liked it. So if you have, if you can,
even more right.
Well, that
makes me feel better about my argument. Well, it doesn't make any sense. And listen, I give Homer a lot of credit. He has ideas. Some of them are really. No, I do. And this one, I know in his heart of hearts, he knows it's dumb. Because there's no odds, it doesn't make any, it doesn't give me any indication of where his. The whole point of doing these conversations is to say, boy, I am very confident, or I take a flyer on that. But when you just it's so milquetoast. He's the opposite of milquetoast. He's nothing about milquetoast.
So
this idea is milquetoast.
I took it as you can bet up to $100 to win $100. So if I bet you $100 that something's going to happen, I'm very confident I'm going to win, and I'll leave with my 100 and your 100. If I'm only willing to bet 15, I'm not very confident I'm going to win the bet. I thought it was pretty straightforward. You got into odds and over-unders and everything
sliding
else.
Scale, and instead of saying I'm 100% confident, he's saying I'm 14% confident by trying to say $14. That's dumb. Just say I'm 14% confident.
I thought it was something
because nobody, if your $14 are in and you're not getting any payout back on it, but the $14, and you feel that's what
I'm willing to risk.
Nobody will make that wager. That's my point. That's why it's so moot. It doesn't make any sense. If you're getting for the Brewers to win the World Series or to get to the World Series against the Dodgers, you'd be heavy dogs. Well, I'll put $15 on it. Well, no, you won't. Not unless you're getting some odds on it. You wouldn't. So that's why it just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
That's all.
Okay. So if you and I played pickleball at the Pickler with your bad knee and my inexperience, what kind of odds would I get of beating you given the way you'd be lumbering around the court at this juncture?
I'd still beat you. You'd get very good odds. You'd get 10-1 probably, something like that.
Okay.
Or you could just put $10 down. You could just put $10 down, and if you pull off an upset, you'd get 10.
I win 100.
But if you don't, you burn your money. Yeah, if that's what you want to do, great. But I'll tell you what you want to do, and you want to form a community. You want to go start meeting new people. You want to move around more. Well, the Pickler is your spot. We have the great place up in Green Bay, and the Pickler in Menominee Falls, right off of Appleton Avenue, is an indoor pickleball spot. Weather, no excuses. It's been cold. It's been windy. Well, it doesn't matter. It's built for everybody, beginners, former athletes, anyone that just wants to move more. They're offering free learn-to-play clinics every Monday and Saturday at noon. No experience, no gear. You're going to teach you everything you need. You're going to get that workout. You're going to meet people. You're going to get in a community, and you're going to go back for more. So much so, we have a West Allis location coming up soon. Stop in at the Pickler in Menominee Falls or contact the club directly starting online at thepickler.com. That's Pickler, Pickler.com.
The 11 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. And from now through March 8th, our listeners get 40% off all Iron Jock t-shirts and polos with the code SPRING40. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors. Trusted and local experts providing the best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors. Expertly installed and at an affordable price. Get your free estimate today at ridgetopexteriors.com. The NFL Combine underway in Indianapolis. Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst meeting with the media yesterday, talking about his approach to roster building for the Packers in the 2026 offseason.
The most important thing, I think, is the 2026 season and how we're going to chase a championship. That's the most important thing. That will never change. You do have to balance it to make sure that you can be competitive year in and year out. So, again, you don't want to, pile up that credit card a little too much so you can't be competitive down the road. But the most important thing right now is how do we put out the best team we can in 2026. More
reactions to Gutey at the Combine coming up on Wilde Tausch, continuing till noon here on 100.5 ESPN. NBA, the Bucks winners last night, 128-117 over the Heat. Back at it at Fiserv Forum tonight, hosting the Cavaliers. Tip time at 7 o'clock. Pregame at 6:30 here on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN. Wisconsin at Oregon tonight at 10 o'clock.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde Tausch begins now, and we'll begin a little bit of something that Brian Gutekunst said yesterday. Then we'll get the trivia, and then woo, Nelly. Then we'll wrap things up. Yesterday, Gutey was in Indianapolis taking questions both from the media writ large at the Indiana Convention Center and in a smaller setting at a downtown hotel with Wisconsin-based reporters. And in his bigger setting, he was asked about the Packers' approach to roster building. Here is how Gutey answered that question.
We're always going to be a little bit of a draft and develop team, right? That's always going to be the bread and butter. I think the system is set up that way with the salary cap that that's the most advantageous way to build a football team. But every avenue is going to be exhausted to try to make our football team the best we can be. So I think we look at every situation, and how that affects our team. And if it makes sense to do that, we're going to do that. As far as the retention thing, I think, again, the salary cap kind of limits you. I think I've talked a lot about, league-wide, teams signed about 1.5 players from each draft class. That's usually the guys they retain. And I think the numbers just bear that out. But at the same time, your team's constantly evolving, and I think the biggest thing is you have to be honest with yourself about where your team is and what you need to do to move forward. Because every year is a different year. The teams that were really good this year, we may not be chasing those teams. It may be different. So you can't hone in too much on that. It's just more about you.
So here's the thing. They're a draft and develop team. When you say that league-wide, now he's dropped it from 1.6 apparently to 1.5 in terms of re-signing draft picks from each class to a second contract. That also factors in teams that are much more aggressive in free agency or draft poorly and move on. If your bread and butter, which is the phrase he used, is draft and develop, the develop part is an important part of that. And you should most likely, if that's your philosophy, keep more than 1.5 players per draft if you're developing them properly. Am I wrong in thinking that way?
No, that doesn't equate.
Right.
You're getting on average 8 or 9 draft picks, more than likely in an average season with comp picks and whatnot. You're going to hit on 50%. So let's just call it 4, maybe 5 guys a year is the goal of what you're looking for. That will be contributors. And I don't know if Gutey is saying like big boy contracts or if you're talking about like a 2-year extension after those 4 years are up, if that counts in that 1.5. Because I think if you're talking big boy extensions, I would agree with Gutey. 1.5 Tucker Kraft. You're going to have Jordan Love. You're not going to have every draft class is not going to yield a big boy contract. That's why I think you spread that out. But if you're going to do that, you need to retain more than 1.5 guys in a year, because you're just that's asking too much of too many young players.
Draft and draft.
Where I think Gutey, and what's been an interesting switch, and I've said this, and the John Runyon case was, I think, kind of the first that I noticed it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with Sean Ryan, Sean Ryan will be a really interesting case study. Josh Myers, they didn't pay him nothing in New York.
Correct.
And we're sitting here at a lefty snapper, 4th string, trying to go win a game in a playoff game. There's the I want to chase perfection, but in the NFL, building a roster, you're not going to have 53 perfect players. If you can have 8 game tilters, field tilters, top of those, 8 Pro Bowlers, 8 All-Pros, you have an awesome, unbelievable roster. You need to have other guys, like getting a B in an advanced calculus class, if you're not great at it, it ain't bad. I worked hard, I'm a steady Eddie, and you're going to have some guys that play at a C-plus level. You want all A performers. What I'm looking for are guys that can play at their best. And sometimes their best is going to be a B minus, a B. But if they consistently can do that, there is a value there. So I'd love some clarification from Gutey on that 1.5 number. But no doubt about it, it's very difficult to be a draft and develop team if you're only going to end up signing 1.4 or 1.5 guys to another contract. I'd argue you're not a draft and develop team. You're just a draft team because you've developed the 4 years and then that's it. Your best years should be 4, 5, 6, 7, not 1, 2, 3.
Your elevator years, that, regardless of how we feel about Homer's betting analogy, is the best of your many analogies. So yeah, you're draft and draft then. And we're looking at a draft class in 2025. Those guys have a combined of 2022. They have over 200 combined starts, and most of them are going to go out the door. The guys that are free agents. Now there are 3 guys from that class that are under contract for this year. Zach Tom, who got a big boy contract. Mm-hmm. Christian Watson, who got you're still on PUP, so we're going to get you at a discount. Counts. But it counts.
That's 2.
And then Devontae Wyatt, who's on his 5th-year option.
That doesn't count.
So those are the guys that are under contract. The rest of those guys are all free agents, and there's a good chance that they all are Arrivederci. So
Tucker Kraft's class. Who do we got in Tucker Kraft's class? Because that's a fun little exercise.
Yeah.
Of how many guys are you going to get to 2?
So, and I'm glad we're doing this because tomorrow I was going to ask you for some help on this. I have a showdown on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy tomorrow because I am a big Jaden Reed guy, and Gabe is not. And we're going to debate.
Gabe is not.
Yeah, and we're going to debate the idea of keeping and signing an extension with Jaden Reed. And he's a member of that draft class.
Jaden Reed needs to be one of those I'm getting you early guys, and if not, then I don't think he stays.
I agree. And that's exactly what I'm going to say, so we're on the same page. From the 2023 draft class, the players that are still on the roster today are as follows. Lucas Van Ness. Did you want to do yes or no on a big boy contract? How did you want to do this?
No, I just want this will be something we're going to go through. I just want to hear it, and then we'll
Think
examine
about it tomorrow.
We can do this tomorrow.
All right.
Yep.
Lucas Van Ness, Luke Musgrave, Jaden Reed, Tucker Kraft, Colby Wooden, Dontavion Wicks, Carl Brooks, Carrington Valentine. That's eight players that are still under contract to the Green Bay Packers from the 2023 National Football League draft.
So we got one guaranteed We got one guaranteed.
That would be Tucker Kraft you're referring to.
And then there's, I think we're going to have that'd be a fun little game to play tomorrow.
Well, we'll play that game tomorrow. We're going to play trivia now, though. Jesse, it is Wednesday. We're a day behind on trivia. What's your plan here?
Oh, it's WEAC Wednesday. Where are you going to be tonight, Jesse?
WEAC.
I am excited to share with everyone that rather than a WEAC Wednesday game tonight, as we've had for the last 7 weeks,
it's Oregon trivia because the Badgers play at 10 o'clock in Oregon.
We are doing double WEAC Wisconsin Geography Wednesday in celebration of ESPN Wisconsin being home of the WEAC Tournament Championship game broadcasts on Friday and Saturday night. Women's tournament semifinals tonight. The championship Friday at 7 on the ESPN Wisconsin app. The men's tournament semifinals tomorrow night with the championship on Saturday on the ESPN Wisconsin app. We will be at both. Excited to bring them to you to cap our inaugural season broadcasting WEAC basketball around the state on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
So tonight we've got UW Whitewater at UW La Crosse and UW River Falls at UW Oshkosh. The winners of those games will face each other Friday night with Jesse Nelson on the call.
Correct. I'll be on the call for both of these games, Friday and Saturday.
What?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You're working a weekend? How many days off you got next week?
Don't worry about it.
And then the men's tournament, I don't have my bracket handy.
Yeah, we've got La Crosse and Stevens Point is one semifinal. Platteville and Whitewater is the other semifinal. So there are 6 teams remaining, or 6 schools remaining, I should say, between the men's and women's tournament. There are 6 trivia questions today for double WEAC Wisconsin Geography Wednesday.
Hey, Jesse, can you get the head of the WIA on our show?
Wait a minute. The high school? WIA?
Yeah. Yeah, I know the WEAC is different.
Sure.
You don't have to act like I'm an idiot. I know. But can you get the head of the WIA on our show?
Can I just interject and say we weren't thinking you were an idiot. We were just confused by the jump you were making.
Strange transition is all.
Yeah.
The jump I was making, I was thinking about a couple of other things, and I just wanted to see if we could get the head of the WIA.
Well, maybe.
What do you mean? Maybe?
We got to play trivia.
We do.
We could plan our WIAA guests coming up. Let's take caller 5 and caller 10 to play trivia.
I feel like you want to have the.
Why do you guys think wrestling sells out the Kohl Center the way it does on all of its? I'm fascinated.
A lot of wrestlers.
I know,
but it's fascinating to me.
We have 3 segments, and it's 11:30, and one of them is trivia.
Double trivia. Yeah.
Double trivia.
Sounds to me like the guy that's supposed to be handling pace needs to get the pace figured out.
I don't know what Chat GPT says about that, but I want caller 5 and caller 10 right now. Caller 5 and shut up. And caller 10, 844-770-3776. Caller 5 and caller 10 play trivia next. It's Wilde Tausch.
This is Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Making the switch to solar energy is easy with Everlight Solar. Mark Tauscher here, and with vacations, big sporting events, and other fun events coming up, we all would love to have a few extra dollars in our pockets. Well, how would you like to start saving money while also helping save the planet? Well, all you have to do is make the switch to Everlight Solar. Our family is one of the many who have made the switch to solar over the last several years. And also, like many others, we weren't exactly sure where to even start when we came to that conclusion. That's when we met with the great team at Everlight Solar. They outlined the entire process and educated us on the benefits of making the switch. It was super simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
Staying on Wisconsin sports never stops with the Jump Around podcast.
I think they're going to make the tournament, and the way that they finish off this regular season here still has me believing that they're going to be a Sweet 16 team. So because they're going to be good enough to make the tournament, which means they have to close out the season strong, shows me that they will end up as a Sweet 16 team.
The Jump Around podcast with Jim Rutledge and Pablo Iglesias. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions. Streaming live every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best local sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
Ben Brust here for the Princeton Club. If you're looking for your better tomorrow, you know where to go. It's the Princeton Club. If you're looking to grow, it's also the Princeton Club, because they will cheer for you in all areas of your life. The best way to do that is to start a foundation of having a healthy body, and your growth will start from there. With the cleanest health clubs in Wisconsin, they provide everything for you to reach your goals. Start your better tomorrow today and grow in all areas of your life at the Princeton Club. Join for a better tomorrow.
Looking to buy your next home or ready to sell and move on to bigger and better things? What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Don't be left out in the cold this season. Let's get housed. Nobody knows what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get started. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Pro Volleyball lives in Madison. Love Madison, Wisconsin's professional women's volleyball team brings premier talent, elite competition, and non-stop intensity to every match. Featuring world-class athletes and high-energy action from start to finish, this is volleyball at the highest level. See elite professional sports right here in Madison. Purchase tickets today at lovbmad.com/tickets. That's lovbmad.com/tickets.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honeys. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honeys to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honeys experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honeys.
Wilde Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Time now for trivia presented by Cousin Subs and Iron Jock.
Wilde Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Iron Jock, performance apparel that actually performs. No stink, just performance, and proudly Wisconsin built. Shop now at ironjock.com. And by Cousin Subs. It's lobster season at Cousin Subs. Their lobster salad sub is fresh, flavorful, and only here for a limited time. Try it today.
Let us welcome in our contestants. First, caller 5 is Dan in Brothertown. Coach, how you doing?
Doing great, man. Doing great.
Great to hear from you. And caller 10 is Chris in Cedarburg. Chris, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you for asking. I'm pressed for time, though.
Couple of veterans here.
Much as I enjoy both of you being loyal listeners and contestants, let's get started with the questions. Dan, question number 1 is this. In WIAC Wednesday Wisconsin Geography Trivia, Which of these cities is located closest to River Falls, Wisconsin? Dan, is it St. Paul, Minnesota, St. Francis, Wisconsin, or Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada?
St. Paul, Minnesota.
Boom. Correctamundo. Chris, question 1 for you is this. Which of these potential future homes of the Chicago Bears, nicely done, Jesse, is located closest to Platteville, Wisconsin? Is it Davenport, Iowa, Arlington Heights, Illinois, or Hammond, Indiana?
Davenport, because it's also a piece of furniture.
If that's your reasoning, I'm glad it worked out for you. I think that's also a couch or a sofa is a Davenport, right? Isn't that what my grandmother used to use that term? All right, Dan, question 2 for you.
Najee.
Pooped in a closet. Question 2, Dan. Longitudinally. Woo! Which of these Wisconsin cities is located west of Stevens Point? West of Stevens Point. Is it Antigo, Toma, or Marquette?
West of Stevens Point is Toma.
The old ball coach, 2 for 2. Chris, question 2 for you is this. My voice is struggling after all the woos. Latitudinally! Which of these Wisconsin cities is located north of Oshkosh? North of Oshkosh. Is it Ripon, Allenton, or Hortonville?
I don't even know where Hortonville is, but I know where Ripon and Allenton are, so I'm going to go with C.
I love it. Well played, sir. And Hortonville, also another name for a couch. Question 3, Dan, is this. The city of Whitewater is located near the southern portion of which of these natural landmarks? Is it located near the southern portion of Delavan Lake, Kettle Moraine State Forest, or Governor Dodge State Park?
I gotta go. I'm gonna go with Governor Dodge State Park.
I'm being told that the correct answer is Kettle Moraine State Forest. I would not have gotten that one right either.
Tough one.
Chris, opportunity to go 3 for 3 for you after Dan got question 3 wrong. The city of La Crosse is located near the western edge. Located near the western edge of which of these natural landmarks? This is tough, man. Is it located on the western edge of the Mississippi River, of Hickson Forest, or of Dave's Falls?
West of, you said?
That is what the western edge of which of these natural landmarks?
I'll just go, I know they're east of the Mississippi, so I'll go with B.
Hickson Forest is correct. I gotta be honest, never heard of Hickson Forest or Dave's Falls.
Big forest.
Ric Flair it. Did you hear the Ric Flair?
I did. I heard it.
That was good.
I heard it.
Pretty good.
All right, so Chris, you got all 3 right. You've got 4 entries. Also, we'll call you tomorrow for that Thanalysis Live read, and we'll have you do it because your Ric Flair is so... Can you do his signature phrase as well, or are you not as familiar with that?
I am as familiar with it, but I'm going to plead ignorant like you were accused of by Tausch the other day. So
limousine ride, jet. Yeah. See, okay.
Limousine ride.
Good to have you on the team. Chris, good luck in the drawing on Friday. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks,
Dan, you got 2 out of 3. That means you got 3 of the possible 4 entries. Say hi to Kayla and Rick for me. And how are the Phoenix doing? What do we got left in the season here?
We got 2 games left. We've clinched first place in the first round bye, so we have the number 1 seed. And by the way, the men are fighting for a 4th seed.
They are. They've turned things around, Dougie. Mm-hmm.
They have turned it around, baby.
What happens? Amazing what happens when you don't do a full-time other job as you're the head coach. It's crazy how that works.
Has the last question before we let you go? Has Kayla criticized the officiating at all, or slammed the podium during a press conference like Doug Gottlieb did?
Not to my knowledge, sir.
Okay,
and
not publicly anyway.
That was something. Good luck to them, and always good to hear from you, Dan. Thanks. We appreciate you.
All right. You bet. You guys take care.
That is Wilde Tausch trivia. I've never heard of Hickson Forest, so I learned something new today. Thanks, Jesse.
Yeah, 6 schools. We covered them all.
Where's Dave's Falls? Where's Dave Falls?
That's up in the Northeast. Beck and I go there usually like once a year in the summer. It's a good little hiking spot, good waterfalls, kind of close to where our cabin is north of Cribs.
Romantic?
Yeah, it's a nice little spot. Yeah.
Very romantic.
I was at Dave's Falls when Aaron Rodgers went on the Pat McAfee show and talked about his immunized deal that afternoon and had no cell signal. And when I got back to the car, I opened my phone. I was like, whoo, glad I'm off today.
You're off a lot.
Dave's Falls.
We'll see if we can learn something new during Woo Nelly next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Iron Jock. As a former athlete, I've worn just about every type of workout gear there is, and nothing compares to Iron Jock. Their performance apparel is built to fight sweat, odor, and bacteria, keeping you feeling fresh no matter how hard you push. From the gym to the pickleball court, Iron Jock keeps you dry, comfortable, and confident. And from now through March 8th, our listeners get 40% off all Iron Jock t-shirts and polos with the code SPRING40. Iron Jock helps you look good, smell good, and keep showing up. Shop now at ironjock.com.
We ask and you answer. Tune in to Jim, Matt, and Molly every weekday 4 to 6 and follow at Jim, Matt, Molly on X to vote in daily poll questions presented by Siding Unlimited, your local window installation pros.
As a mom, I'm glad my son plays school sports. It's where he has fun with his friends. He contributes to the team. Oh, and he stays out of trouble.
Support your school's athletic programs. This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Sure, you've got school spirit, but does your jewelry box?
At Chalmers Jewelers, we're proud to be an official retailer of University of Wisconsin jewelry.
Featuring the iconic Motion W, Bucky Badger, and more.
Prices start at just $65.
Whether you're tailgating, jumping around, or shouting on Wisconsin, let your jewelry join the celebration because even Bucky loves a little bling.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
With Pella, you get so much more than stunning windows and doors. You get the Pella experience. Pella manufactures, sells, installs, and services every product. And with a 10-year labor warranty, your windows and doors are worry-free for years to come. If something goes wrong, we're here to handle it because you work with the same team from start to finish.
Right now, get 0% interest for up to 48 months.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
This is Coach Greg Gard. Strong teams succeed with the right partners.
Bank CMG works closely with Wisconsin business owners, offering local insight, modern tools, and honest guidance you can trust. They take the time to understand your goals and help you build something sustainable. Whether you're managing cash flow, planning for growth, or navigating change, having the right banking partner matters. When your business matters, your bank should too. BankCMG.com.
Love is in the air this February at Metro Ford of Madison, and if you're ready for a relationship that can handle anything, meet the 2025 Bronco Sport. Right now, get 3.9% APR for 66 months, just $16.86 per thousand finance, plus $1,000 retail bonus cash. Or lease a Bronco Sport for just $319 a month with 10% down. But don't wait. This sweetheart of a deal ends March 2nd. Find your one true love today at MetroFordofMadison.com.
Everyone plays like a champion at TPC Wisconsin. Our friendly community shares one thing, a passion for world-class golf. Women, men, and youth golfers all love the course. The $25 million upgrade is impeccable, and the list of amenities is more than impressive. But belonging where the shared pursuit of excellence is a daily practice and not just a tagline? That might be the best part. Join today and pay no dues until April 1st. Discover belonging. TPCWisconsin.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Time now for a very abbreviated Whoa Nelly.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde Tausch.
Got a real good news, bad news situation here for Old T. Good news, Badger basketball game is on linear cable tonight on Big Ten Network. Bad news, it's a 10 p.m. Central Time tip for Wisconsin and Oregon. How much that game are you going to be able to see tonight with a 10 p.m. start?
Well, I think I'm going to be in Milwaukee, and I'm going to the Bucks
That's
game.
right,
And
yeah.
I think that game's at 6:30?
7 o'clock tonight, Bucks Cavs.
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, yeah.
Okay. That'll be done by 9:15. I'll get back. Yeah, I think I'll watch more of it than you'd think. More than you'd think.
I don't know if I'll watch much of it, but I will say this. I listened to 3.5 quarters of the Bucks win over the Miami Heat last night because friends of the program, Justin Garcia on the play-by-play and Gabe Neitzel on the color.
Wow.
That was fun. And those guys did great. They did a great job. Obviously, Dave Kane is very, very good at what he does. Was the voice of Virginia men's basketball when they won the national championship. But I thought JG and Gabe were terrific together. They got great chemistry. It was really fun to listen to two of my favorite people call the game. It was, and by the way, Tyler Hero is now like the Heat's sixth man. He's not starting. Bring him home. Bring him home after the season.
Wasn't that who we were going to trade for Giannis for, too?
Well, I don't know if I would make that trade straight up necessarily, but I'd love to see the pride of Whitnall High School, who did not play for the Badgers, went one and done at Kentucky, be part of the Bucks rotation in 2026-27. Whoa, Nelly.
Okay.
Whoa, Nelly.
Tausch, any fun plans for being at the Bucks game tonight? You've
who are you going with? Where are you sitting?
You've witnessed a proposal before, as we have the pictorial proof here.
Yeah, how are they doing, by the way? Have you checked in? Did they get married yet?
No, I have not.
That was a while back. I'd hope they got.
Did get invited to the wedding. So if I don't get invited to the wedding, I'm not checking in.
Last year you were on the Jumbotron helping throw T-shirts out to the fans.
Scalzi and I were sitting courtside for that infamous Oklahoma City thumping where I thought that was it for Giannis, and I still might be right because that was as dead and as bleh.
Yeah.
I don't know what I honestly don't know what I'm getting myself into tonight. They had a good win last night.
Good win.
What's the vibe going to be tonight?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's Cleveland on a back-to-back going to play their guys. I don't know. So what is my thought process tonight? I don't know. There you go.
Outstanding.
What a pregame.
And Ed Helms
What do you want me to do,
sucks.
lie? You want me to lie?
We don't want you to lie.
I don't know.
No.
Well, then, what do you like? I don't know. What do you guys think?
What are you excited about doing in
ask,
the game? Yeah.
Ask Chat GPT what you usually say when I say I don't know. Oh, great, good insight. Thanks a lot. Yeah, good. You don't know. Supposed to be an insider.
Well, I don't ask questions to you that I think you don't know.
You do ask a lot of questions. That's true. Thank you for your service.
What do you think our headline will be tomorrow when we start the show tomorrow?
How many dollars out of 100 would you bet that the Bucks will win tonight?
We ask, what are you excited about at the Bucks game tonight? And your answer is, I don't know. You got nothing.
I don't know what kind of game I'm going to get. I don't know. It's so hard to get your head wrapped around this. I'm going to a game. When you go to a game, you're excited about the game, right? I don't know what I'm getting. Giannis not going to play.
What to be excited about? You got pregame plans, postgame plans.
Are you in a suite where you could bring Jesse some leftovers?
Any fun and things planned to interact with the fans? Like, you're a celebrity. It's a big deal when you're going to a game.
Okay. You asked me what I'm going to a Bucks game. I'm going to watch
Jesse,
a Bucks
you pushed
game.
this too
I don't
far.
know who's playing. I don't know what I don't know any. I don't know any. There's more unknowns than there are knowns.
What are you going to eat
right now?
Quit pushing. I think we're done here. We'll wrap things up next.
We've been done before we started.
It's Wilde Tausch.
The Milwaukee Bucks, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Cam Thomas left of the lane, pulls up, mid-range jumper, floats it high into the air and good. Instant offense is providing instant results.
Tonight on Madison's home of the Bucks, 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Bruner Realty, providing excellent real estate and property management services in the Madison area for over 30 years. Contact their team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get housed today. High praises. Jeff Levering joining ESPN Madison's Saturday Scramble, talking a little Badger hoops. The veteran broadcaster on what's made Bucky a consistent name in the Big Ten and beyond.
And I think Greg Gard has evolved tremendously. Being a Bo Ryan disciple and not running the swing offense anymore and evolving with what college basketball is these days and how he can win. I think he gets more out of his roster year in and year out than anybody in the country.
Get 0% interest for 4 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. With exclusive features and customized for every home, Pella provides the highest quality products at a price you can afford. Go to PellaWI.com. PellaWI.com.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. Our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. Call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
At Carbon World Health, feeling your best isn't a luxury, it's a lifestyle. From advanced aesthetics and rejuvenating med spa treatments to personalized wellness care, everything there is designed around you. Whether you're refreshing your look, boosting your confidence, or investing in total body wellness, Carbon World Health combines medical expertise with a spa-like experience you'll love. Discover the med spa Sun Prairie is talking about. Book your consultation today at Carbon World Health, where wellness meets results.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Well, here we are again, late to get to poor Rich Eisen. I have so many more questions about what Tausch is excited about for tonight's Bucks-Cavs game, but we'll just wait to find out how much fun he had when he checks in with us tomorrow. We look forward to that.
Have fun. 10 p.m. Badger game. What a doubleheader tonight.
Stop pushing the buttons and let the man go. I don't think this is helping us. We're done. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Thanks to Homer. Thanks to Bryan Bulaga. And thanks to you. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcast